This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, it's time for the 80s action movie tournament.
Geek Boner.
One movie will rise to the top and take the prize for the best 80s action movie of all time. Plus, we react to all the Marvel and DC reveals from Hall H at this year's San Diego Comic-Con, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, July 25th, 2022.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Why? I don't know.
Check one. All right, this is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. We jock it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We jock it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah!
Oh, hello, listener. Welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's a nerd.
And joining us, the ruler of the cosmic realm. We call him Tang, the Conqueror, or you can call him Rug Boy. What's up, Rugs?
Poontang.
Poon. I made a Nessa Tang joke. Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Oh,
no, it's the drink.
Is like
it
the
is the
orange drink that you drink in space.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay, so Tang is still relevant. Thank God I'm not that old.
What was the purpose of Tang? They couldn't take orange juice up there, so they had to make an orange juice supplement.
It was a powder.
Yeah, it was a powdered freeze-dried
you can't,
thing.
Yeah, you can't bring it up there.
But there's liquid in space. That's a conspiracy.
They use their own urines.
Also,
and they
listener,
recycle it.
we got a huge show this week. And, in spite of the recycled urine, we have, speaking of recycled urine, we have another guest. He is the admin of our Facebook group. He is a talented illustrator, opinionated New Yorker, and way better than recycled urine. It's John Bellotti Jr. What's up, Bellotti?
I don't want to gloss over the recycled urine comment. I want to just linger on that for a second.
Honestly, that's where I would have gone with that too. I would have made that reference.
Well,
as well.
aren't you you're very into like the earth and being
yes,
Belotti's pretty like non-traditional in his like medicine. So
yes, I use rose petals on my knees and other joints when it rains. Yeah, I do. I do like dances. Yeah. I use like pumice stone instead of Band-Aids.
So you would probably drink your own urine.
Oh, that's like the boxer. What's his name? Is it Duran? I think he used to drink his own urine. Roberto Duran.
Boy.
Did he?
Yeah, it's one of the Spanish boxers. And it was like on an HBO special, and they show him drink his own piss. It's like, oh my God.
Wow.
You know who else drinks piss?
Kevin Costner, Waterworld.
The former president of the United States.
Which one? What? I don't know what you're talking about. All of them.
Moises Alou used to pee on his own hands to get rid of calluses. He's a baseball player. Yeah.
Remember in Friends when they had to pee on Monica's
yes,
leg?
He got bitten by a jellyfish. Yes, that's the cure. I had to pee on it, but I couldn't go.
In Red Dawn, the kid has to pee on the radiator.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He pisses in the radiator. Oh, my God. That's an awesome 80s action movie, Anthony. Great segue. We are going to be deciding the greatest 80s action movie ever in the second half of this show. I cannot wait. I'm ready.
Let's just speed through all the news stuff to get right to that.
We really buried the lead on this,
We got a big tournament, guys.
We got a big tournament coming up.
We got a big tournament, but this annual San Diego Comic-Con show is like one of my favorite shows of the year.
Absolutely.
So we're going to spend a little time on this.
This is a jam-packed show. Let's get right into it. I'm not even playing the music. Oh, I'm just kidding. I am.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
I don't know what I have bigger geek boner for.
Geek boner?
This stuff or the tournament, both. Let's just dive in. Of course, San Diego Comic-Con 2022 back after 2 years, 3 years. 2019 was the last one.
2 years.
2 years. Yeah, 2.5, whatever. Anyways, it was back. People had to show proof of vaccination. They had to mask up. There was long lines. Looked like a lot of fun. I believe the attendance overall, I heard someone say it was like 135,000 total. It was maybe a little bit less than normal, which may have been a good time at the con. Anthony, you've been there. It gets crowded.
It does get crowded. I feel like 135,000 is a lot of people.
Well, over the 3 days, I think maybe.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the daily attendance is, but it gets pretty packed, and I'm sure there were a lot of people this year. I don't know what that place can hold. It's a big place.
A lot of incels in there.
Yeah, is that the crowd? Okay. All right, a lot of cosplayers. So we do
a lot of cosplayers, a lot of weird smelling people. No.
Yeah, I could second that. It stinks.
Bellotti, you ever been to San Diego?
Yeah, I went to Comic-Con in 06, so that was around Star Wars Episode 3, so there was a lot of smelly Jedis.
Wow.
A lot.
Pre-MCU.
I could still smell them.
Just incubating in plastic in their stormtrooper outfits.
Just put like smelly Anakins and Obi-Wans, and there was like Obi-Wans in wheelchairs and fat ones and skinny. It was like, wow.
Everyone smelled like a Wookiee.
I have one comment. Hopefully, I haven't been to Comic-Con since 2012, so it's been 10 years, and I haven't been to a con in a little bit, maybe a couple of years. But I'm hoping that the one good thing about these cons being more mainstream is people take like deodorant more seriously. That's what I'm hoping, is that because you have like a more of a mainstream crowd, they've actually gone outside more than once and realized, hey, you can't like smell when you go out.
I think it's twofold. It's like, number one, you have people who probably have a better diet and don't sweat as profusely because they're overweight, or just people that it doesn't even matter if you're overweight or what you eat. It's just that you have to be conscious, like, oh, I stink, I better do something about this.
Yeah,
I believe this year they had deodorant stations next to the hand sanitizer stations scattered around the convention center. Yes, San Diego Comic-Con, otherwise known as the super spreader event for California.
There should be a misting station where they just like Febreze you as you walk by.
Hose them down. Yes, like fucking John Rambo in First Blood. They're hosing them down with Febreze. With Febreze, yeah.
No, they're hosing them with Febreze.
You know how they delouse people in the future when they put them in the... into jail? They always hit him with the white powder.
They should just walk through like a UV sanitizer to get into the fucking show, right?
Whatever they did to Ripley in Alien 3 is what they should do.
Yes, do that. Anyways, we're going to react to all the big... We're just going to focus on the DC Warner Brothers presentation and the Marvel Hall H presentations because, man, both Marvel brought a lot of shit. DC brought a little bit of shit. I don't want to know what you guys thought about it. Let's start with... they started with the SHAZAM panel, Fury of the Gods, coming out this December. Zachary Levi's there. All the peoples were there. And released a new trailer. The first trailer for SHAZAM Fury of the Gods. This one's got Lucy Liu, Helen Mirren joining the cast as bad guys, as gods. Bellotti, let's start with you, our esteemed guest. Did you see this trailer? What do you think of the SHAZAM?
I liked the first movie. It was very entertaining. Lighthearted, which is unusual for a DC film.
Yeah.
Like the people were smiling in it. It was kind of weird. It felt like a Marvel movie.
There's color.
There was color. There was daylight. There was no rain. There was children in it, like funny children. Trailer looks good. I mean, I don't really get the villains. It's like an old woman and then Lucy Liu, and I'm like, okay. So
both of them are old women at this point.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's a good point.
Lucy Liu, she's up there, but she's not as old as. Is it Helen Mirren?
Helen Mirren is Hespera.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who are they playing? I mean, it looks pretty good, but they don't really look like.
They got to be like gods of some kind, like
I guess that's
Hera or Athena or one of those.
Well, Helen Mirren is playing Hespera, and Lucy Liu is Calypso, according to IMDb. But it looks like they're mad that the power of a god is being squandered on children a little bit from this trailer. Anthony, what'd you think of the tone? There's dragons, but there's also like family heart comedy moments.
It looks to be in line with the first film. I feel like the first film is probably one of the more underrated superhero movies of recent times, in that I remember watching and being like, this is pretty damn good. Like, it kind of had that 80s feel where they were it was a superhero film, but they were also incorporating kids, and there was like some kind of like this dark part of it where the kids are getting like beaten and they're foster kids. So it was like all the things that you would have seen in like the Goonies or something like that, but then with superheroes. So I really like that film, and this trailer was in line with that. Mm-hmm. So I think it'll be hopefully pretty good. I'm like Bellotti, I don't really know who the villains are, and I'm not too well versed in SHAZAM. But as long as they're keeping it in the same tone and they have an interesting story to tell, I'm in.
Ruggs, what'd you think of this? The humor, the tone? I mean, I like some of the jokes were good. I love the tone of this. It is what you said, Anthony. It's in line with the first one, only more in the Marvel family. Will it keep you interested?
I think because Shazam revolves around a child, even in the comic books, it's a little bit more lighthearted and sunny of a kind of film. So I feel like it fits that very well. But the thing is, at some point, this kid's going to grow up. I don't know if it's going to. This dude's going to grow pubes and stuff. So he's
getting older already a little bit.
He's going to get angsty at some point. But like at this point, because this kid's getting older, right? He doesn't look like he's like 12 anymore, you know. Yeah. So, but at this point, I think it looks okay. So I feel like it works.
It looks fun. You got a lot of Zachary Levi's smelling farts face that he does a lot. Even in the trailer, I always laugh when he makes that face.
Yeah.
Shazam is like ultimate wish fulfillment for children or fans of comics, because it's literally a kid that gets to be a superhero whenever he wants. The one part that did make me laugh out loud when he's talking to the old lady, Helen Mirren, and he's like, I've watched a lot of Fast and Furious movies, and the one thing they taught me is there's nothing more important than family. And then none of them come out. Yeah. He's like, crap.
No, I love that joke, and I love when he's telling the story to the guy, and the guy's like, you do understand I'm a pediatrician. He just points to like his office. Like, it's funny.
That's actually from Knocked Up, that joke.
Oh, really? Oh, I forgot about that.
He's sitting on the fire truck, and he's telling the guy about all his problems with Katherine Heigl's character. He's like, whatever his name's like, Stu, whatever his name.
Yeah.
I'm a pediatrician. You're sitting on a fire truck right now. So that joke was stolen.
It's still good. Stolen joke. Whatever.
Stolen jokes. God damn it.
All right. So, it looks fun. December 21st, Shazam family. Sounds good. Let us move on. After that was the Black Adam trailer. Did you guys see the clips on Twitter of Dwayne's entrance into this thing?
Very briefly. I think I saw it in like some kind of a story or some kind of Instagram video or Twitter or something.
It's pretty epic.
It's like lightning is emanating and he's underneath it in the costume.
He comes out of the floor on a platform in full costume, and then there's like lightning projected in the back. Bellotti, did you get to see a picture of this or a video of this anywhere?
No, I heard about it, but I didn't see it. The most I did was just watch the trailer.
Okay. He looked good, and he just stood there, and people thunderous applause, and then it fucking went away, and he changed his clothes and came back, and they talk about the movie. The cast is there, and they have released a sneak peek footage of Black Adam that was shown at Comic-Con. Bellotti, what did you think of this sneak peek of Black Adam? First of all, are you interested in the Black Adam, in The Rock as Black Adam at all?
No, anytime I hear The Rock, I cringe, because it's like he's just going to play The Rock as something. You know what I mean? Like everything he's in, he's just a Rock. Like he's like the new Arnold. He's just like, oh, Arnold is a robot. Arnold is a Russian. Arnold is arm wrestler. No, that was Stallone.
That's Stallone.
We'll get to that later. I mean, it looks like I'm watching the trailer and I'm like, okay, I see where it's going. Okay, Dr. Fate has no eyes. That sucks because I like Dr. Fate. He has a cool suit, but his helmet now is just flat. Okay. Yeah. And I'm watching, I'm like, I can kind of see how this movie's going to end. I know where it's going to go. But like, I'm watching these trailers, these DC trailers, and I'm like, where's Superman through all this? Because I thought it was a period piece with the Justice Society, but then they show like modern fighter jets, and I'm like, where's Superman? Where's Shazam? Where's Aquaman? It's kind of hard. Like, they got to really figure this shit out, because it's just like I keep thinking about it. Anyway, so that's my take on what is it? Black
Adam. You know, interestingly,
that's my take on what the hell are we talking about?
Yeah, well, you know, in the Shazam trailer, they do show you the Snyderverse Batman, Aquaman, and Flash, and they cut to that. It's very interesting. That's a good question, Anthony. Does that bother you? What'd you think of this? I mean, this actually got me a little more geek boner for this movie. Like, it looks pretty fucking epic.
I liked this trailer actually more than the first one.
Yeah,
the first one was a little more, at times, a little jokey, and this one was a little more serious. I do see the point about The Rock. He always just plays The Rock, so this is The Rock playing himself. But I don't know. Looks fine. Looks good. I don't have strong feelings. I don't not like The Rock, so I'm probably going to see it. And at some point, Shazam and Black Adam have to cross over with one another. So.
Or Superman, yeah. Or Shazam especially, yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard it at Comic-Con, but someone asked him like something along the lines of like, who would win in a fight, you or Superman, to The Rock? And The Rock was like, depends on who's playing Superman.
Oh.
And everyone started booing.
Shit.
Oh, wow.
Everyone started booing because they were thinking he is implying that Henry Cavill's done.
Which he probably is. Like, I think it was one of the trades, Dateline or Deadline, started a rumor that Henry Cavill was going to be.
Dateline was on like NBC or something like that.
Dateline, NBC.
Yeah.
No. Deadline.
Yeah.
Deadline said Henry Cavill rumored to appear. He at San Diego Comic-Con. He did not. No mention of Henry Cavill. Ruggs, Geek Boner and Floppy Jock after this new footage for the Black Adam.
I think a semi geek boner,
Semi-chub.
Semi-inflated, yeah,
Okay.
semi-chub.
Geek boner.
Because yes, it is a Dwayne The Rock Johnson film, but he's playing a superhero, and they put a lot of money into this, and I feel like it's going to be at least watchable. So, and there's a lot of supporting cast, so hopefully it's good. Like it does bother me that you don't know where this is in continuity, if it is in continuity. But other than that, it just seems like par or a little bit above par. So should be interesting.
I mean, it's interesting in the beginning when they're showing like it's his origin or whatever. It's very Conan the Barbarian, but you see like this blood. Like I thought that was violent. I was like, how violent is this movie going to be? At least,
do you think this could be as bad as Morbius?
I don't think it could be that bad. This
Yeah, so
already
we're
looks
good.
better. Yeah, it looks better than Morbius. I mean, you got
Sony is if anything, Sony releases at this point, if they don't have Feige's help, it seems like to be the bottom of the barrel amongst the three studios.
Yeah,
right.
Does not work. You got Viola Davis in this as Amanda Waller, Pierce Brosnan, Dr. Fate, Aldous Hodge as Hawkman, Noah Centineo as Atom Smasher. It looks, I don't know, it looks kind of cool. I'm excited. This is October 2021, so just a few months away. We'll see the Black Adam.
2021.
I mean 2022.
Jesus.
Last year.
You got to go back in time to see this.
What fucking year is this?
I'm not driving that far.
You have a fucking DeLorean. We need the DeLorean. So that was largely it for the Warner Brothers. Cleverly, smartly, no talk about Aquaman or the Flash.
Yeah, just let it die.
I got a quick comment on that.
Yeah.
Obviously they were put in a really shit situation with Amber Heard and Ezra Miller.
Yep.
But man, what a wet fart to come out and just do two movies,
right,
for your panel and have like no big announcements.
No.
I'm sure a lot of people are tired of Marvel, but one thing's for sure: every year that they can participate in a Comic-Con or a big convention, they bring a lot of shit. And I feel like DC again is just dropping the ball on this stuff. Like, build some fucking hype for your universe here.
I mean, we haven't even gotten to the Marvel stuff, but we always ask ourselves who won Marvel DC. Clearly, the answer is going to be obvious. It's never a contest. Not a lot. Yeah, no, I agree. It was very, very small showing, but they stuck to things this year. What are they going to say if they even bring that shit up? It's going to be they're going to have to host a whole bunch of questions. So it sucks for them. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Listener, you could join the conversation here or on our Facebook page. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. We have a great
Jock and Nerd
group. Jock and Nerd. It's exclusive. It's closed just for you. I got to say, huge shout out to Blake Braden, who I threw up a San Diego Comic-Con thread, and he was updating us like it was the fucking election night, bringing in returns. Great job, Blake Braden. Thank you for doing that. And I think it was Jesse Rodriguez, also lives in San Diego, posted some photos he took of the con. People seem to have a lot of fun waiting in line and paying for overpriced food, but and the other stuff also it's great. So, okay.
That's what cons are all about, Imran.
I mean, I saw a picture of this fucking line. It had to be over a mile long, and I was like, I want to go to this.
You know what the worst thing about those lines are? Sometimes you stand on them, and then they go, "Oh, that's it. That's all we can fit here."
And now you wasted your day.
Wasted your whole day sitting on that fucking line.
7 a.m. The line for Hall H on Saturday, I believe, was fucking a mile long already.
I think people were camped out.
Oh, Jesus.
They should have a guy count the people and then go, listen, there's no point in not getting in. Get out.
Right here, we're going to stop.
What they should do is they should either sell membership, sell an extra fee to it.
Yeah.
Or have you just collect a ticket, like a Disney Fast Pass. And you just everyone gets a ticket, and once they run out of tickets, it's done.
So you don't have to wait. You just show up when the time.
Yeah, but then again, people then would wait for the tickets. So
you're waiting.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're waiting for something.
There's got to be a better way than having people sit out for that long.
I know, it's crazy. Luckily, it didn't seem it was too hot there, even though there's been a heat wave going on. But Looked like
San Diego is like perfect weather.
yeah, it looked like the weather was
year round.
really nice. So, okay, let's move on to the Marvel Hall H presentation. We're going to break it down in the order of the things that were presented. We're going to start with Marvel Animation. They went first on the Friday. And putting out a lot of interesting projects, starting with a trailer for this show on Disney Plus called I Am Groot. It is a 5-part short series that's going to come out August 10th. Starring, it's not baby. Is this baby Groot? What age Groot is this? It's like toddler Groot. It's not.
Toddler.
It's like a 4-year-old or 5-year-old.
Yeah,
Groot.
it's like he's not baby. He's not teenager. He's in between. Bellotti,
He's child Groot.
Bellotti, you said you didn't watch this. Did you watch this trailer?
No, I missed all the animated trailers.
Oh, this is the only animated one. You can click the thing now and play it. Anthony, what'd you think of this? It's the animation style is on par with what we saw like in the movies. So it looks good and it looks kind of cute. He farts a leaf and feeds a civilization. I guess
Yeah, that was the part I did laugh when he farts the leaf out. Yeah, it's not really. I mean, it's not necessarily for us, but I can say that the animation looks pretty damn good.
Yeah,
and I laughed at the fart. So there you go. I don't know if I'll watch this or not. If I have like free time, maybe I'll just pound out all 5, depending on how long it is. But it's not for us. But it looks good enough. I mean, as we get into the animation stuff, it looks like they're clearly now drawing a line between animation and live action.
Yeah.
In that the animation is marketed towards who it's marketed towards, and it's not necessarily essential viewing. It looks like it's going to be a lot of Elseworld stuff.
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Which we'll get into.
Yeah. Ruds, what do you think of this? How does this look to you? I can't imagine these 5 episodes are going to be long, right? They're going to be like half an hour.
Got to be 10 minutes or less, 15 minutes or less.
Yeah, if they're shorts, maybe they may even be that length. So.
If they're shorts, that means 15 minutes. But they look really well animated and fun and cute, and it wouldn't hurt to watch them. I don't think it's essential viewing, like Anthony said. But hey, man, looks like someone put some work into this. Might as well check it out.
Marvel's animation department has always been lacking. Always kind of fell behind the DC animated universe that they have over there. But it looks like they're changing that. Let's move on to Spider-Man freshman year.
Geek boner.
Huge geek boner for me. This will be coming to Disney Plus 2024. If you click there, I'll put a link in the show notes. You can look at the designs of the character. They didn't release any footage, but we will have Charlie Cox returning to voice Daredevil in the show, and Tom Holland will not be voicing the Peter Parker. Timeline-wise, it is said to have taken place before Civil War, but I am confused as to what universe this is actually in.
I got your answer.
You do, because there's a Norman and Harry Osborn in the show.
It looks everything that's pointed I've seen in every analysis video I've seen is pointing to this being an Elseworld tale, another universe.
Okay.
Because
really?
It's freshman year, but Doc Ock is in it. Goblin. There's all these villains that are in it that have been not mentioned at all, and I think like the scene in Civil War where you see Tony talking to Aunt May.
Yeah,
they've replaced that with Norman Osborn talking to Aunt May. So it's like
alternate universe.
Yeah, I heard it's not
it's
in
it's a multiverse thing. Huh?
Yeah, it's not in canon with the movies and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, because there is no Norman Osborn. Bellotti, you look at these designs. What do you think of the look of it? Does this get you excited at all?
It was pretty cool. It's funny how they always want to get Peter Parker back in high school, isn't it? They want to get him young,
they never want him to progress as a character.
No. They don't. And I grew up with the what was it? The one that when McFarlane was drawing the books and he was like living in the city and he had like stomach ulcers, and I was like that's cool. Like that's what I want. Like Tobey Maguire in the first Spider-Man.
Yeah,
like he was on his
Peter
own.
Parker. Yeah.
But like they always just want to like bounce him back to high school.
We had Todd DeZago who wrote Spider-Man on our show way along in the beginning, and he was telling Imran about like their plan for Spider-Man was for him to get married and to move to like LA with Mary Jane or something and have a kid, and then they didn't want to do that, so they remember what he said?
Yeah, he also said that the Clone Saga was supposed to be just like a few issues, one and done. And then it spiraled out of control.
You know what? I remember that one. And he said Ben Reilly was supposed to take over as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We're going to retire Peter, which makes sense.
Yes. Peter was going to go get married and start a family and live in the country somewhere.
I mean, I would love to see. There's been runs where he's an adult, but they, for whatever reason, maybe it's the fans or maybe it's they keep reintroducing Spider-Man to new audiences, so they keep pushing it back. But they always do that.
Just to make it more palatable to kids. It's that simple. They want to sell toys. They kids love Spider-Man, so they have to perpetually keep him a child.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
So annoying. Let him grow up, you fuckers. What the fuck? We will see.
The thing is, he did grow up, and then they're not allowing the cycle to repeat itself. They just keep cutting the loop down.
Well, the one more day storyline with Mephisto, is like the all-time where they just let's retcon Peter,
just fucking
take away everything, all the progress he's made as an adult.
I like it when he's miserable. He can't make the rent. Nothing goes his way.
Yeah, that makes him relatable.
I would like to see him as I would like to see that continue as an adult.
Yeah.
But this seems to clearly be an Elseworlds tale, like we mentioned earlier. So
it's called freshman year. They've also confirmed sophomore year. So I imagine they're going to do like 4 seasons. Of this.
Yeah.
I'm excited we're getting to see Norman Osborn. You also have Scorpion, Speed Demon, Tarantula, Rhino, Doc Ock, and Doctor Strange will make an appearance. Daredevil's got a black suit on in these images.
Speaking of suits, Spider-Man has multiple suits in this stupid thing.
They got to give him the fucking crazy. Like some of them kind of look silly. I don't know about that.
They look awful.
Yeah, I don't know about the one with the little. He's got like a little
jetpack.
Yeah. Oh, what is that? Yes, the blue and purple, and it looks like a
That's
flower.
a weird one.
What is going on there?
Yeah.
No, he pretends to be like some kind of a mosquito man or something.
Oh, he's trying out a different insect.
I forgot the name of the character, but yeah.
It's Tickman. He's trying a different insect. I see. There's also a picture of his another homemade costume that he makes before Civil War. That one's all right, I guess. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I don't mind the style, though. I think the style's actually
nice.
pretty slick.
Yep.
It reminds me of like the Alex Toth stuff from back in the Disney.
Yeah, it's got like the dark shadows under the chin and stuff. Nice black shapes to contrast. So their animation is impressed me. Season 1 of What If was very impressive looking. Like that shit looked great. Speaking of which, there will be a season 2. And this one will have feature stories with Hela, Captain Carter, Scarlet Witch, Iron Man, Black Widow, and Doctor Strange. And I think season 3 has been confirmed.
They've also confirmed season 3.
Anything on What If season 2? I mean, this is really all there is.
No.
Okay. They kind of combine this with the Marvel Zombies, which is getting its own show, which was introduced in What If and is in the same universe as What If. And the Zombies looks crazy because you have Zombie Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, and Bucky going up against Shang-Chi, Kate Bishop, Yelena, I believe Miss Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, Death Dealer, and Jimmy Woo fighting zombies.
And Red Guardian.
Oh, and Red Guardian. Oh, shit. David Hopper.
Oh, shit.
As Red Guardian. I mean, they're pulling in a lot of these new characters from some of the Phase 4 movies. Reaction to zombies. Anyone? Anthony?
Well, the big news out of that one is it's TVMA.
So it'll be a little gruesome, a little violent, a little bloody. Like it?
Yeah. I mean,
we kind of know what to expect, so it's like, if you like What If, you're probably going to like What If Season 2. If you like Marvel... If you liked What If, you saw Marvel Zombies in it, so you should be good to go.
I think we'll get into the last one in a second, but as mentioned earlier, I think it's smart that they're basically saying, hey, if you like animated stuff, we're going to do it, but it's not necessary viewing because with all the stuff they do have coming out, it's tough to say like everything is connected, and it's tough to put it like for a very casual fan to be like, I have to watch a cartoon to like understand what's going on in all the shows and movies. Like I think there's always going to be that person that's like, cartoons are for kids.
Yeah, just because it's animated. Bellotti, did you watch this first season of What If?
I watched like the first 2 episodes and then I just fell off.
You didn't like it? You didn't get to the zombies?
No, it looked good, and I like that the animators were using one of my favorite classic illustrators as inspiration, and I watched this whole thing on the whole animated side of like how they tried to use J.C. Leyendeckers' painting style as inspiration. I was like, wow, that's really cool, and how hard it was. Yeah. And then I didn't get past that. I just watched I watched that in the first episode, and I'm like, oh yeah, I could see it, and then I just never. And I know it would have answered some of my Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness questions, but I was like, whatever, I'll just go in blind.
Yeah,
So-
Captain Carter was there. Yeah, you didn't. I mean, I really loved the animation style on that show. It was amazing. It was
it's nice.
very
It did-
impressive.
yeah, they did a good job.
All right, let's move on to the next big thing. This one, I'm sure everyone has a geek boner. They had
Geek boner.
talking about X-Men 97, the animated continuation of the 90s, awesome 90s X-Men show. They have revealed the lineup of this team, which is Wolverine, Rogue, Gambit, Jubilee, Cyclops, Storm, Jean Grey, and Beast. We also see Cable, Bishop, Forge, are all going to be there. Nightcrawler and Sunspot will be joining the team. And if you remember how the 90s show ended, this next thing shouldn't be surprising. Magneto will be the new leader of the X-Men. Bellotti, do you remember what happened? Did you watch the 90s X-Men show?
I love the show. I remember the last season where they switched animation studios and it got cheap looking.
Yeah.
I remember like that, and I don't remember what happens at the end of that show.
Does
I don't
anybody remember what happens to Xavier?
I was too young. I just know the music and how it looks, but I don't remember any storylines.
I don't remember at all.
I don't remember. So he's out of the picture. Something happened. Did he die? I can't remember.
Maybe he went to Shi'ar to get laid. I don't know.
So
Shi'ar.
if Magneto is leading the X-Men, the bad guys on this show will be Emma Frost, Sebastian Shaw, Callisto, and Mr. Sinister, I think, will be leading the cadre of bad guys. Also, no footage, but we have screen grabs of the style, and it looks very faithful to the 90s
It looks
show.
like a polished up, more consistent, a little more nuanced in detail than the old version. It's kind of good, actually.
Yeah, it does look good.
It looks like a moving comic book.
Yeah, Anthony, what do you think?
Which is what you want.
What do you think of Magneto's look here? He's got a big M on his chest, but
I don't think I've ever seen him look like. He looks like Bret Hart.
Yeah.
He's got a long flowing hair. He does kind of look like a pro wrestler there, doesn't he?
I've never seen him in pink.
Yeah, he's like in. It's just the highlight. It's black. It's a black suit.
It's purple. He wears purple. But
Is that purple?
Yeah, it's purple.
yeah,
It's
Is it? Does he wear? Would you consider that purple, or does he wear like a?
it's like a
red and
pinkish purple. It's like a magenta.
Yeah.
They made it red and burgundy in some of the movies, though. Also, but
I mean, he's got the long flowing hair, which is like totally like early '90s, '80s look.
Yeah.
Like no one's walking around like that with that hair anymore, other than unless you're Thor.
I would like to do that.
I would like to do that.
I would like to have luxurious locks.
I would like to do that too.
Why not? Everybody should.
Yeah.
this is coming out fall of next year, 2023. This looks great. Do you think this is an MCU 616? What?
No, I think it's in its own
thing.
universe.
It's its own
thing.
Multiverse.
Yeah.
Everybody's waiting for
I concur.
for the mutants.
That's the way they can do all these things and just not have to worry about connecting everything. Is put it in another universe.
And it's a great idea to bring this show back because everybody wanted this for many years, and they have a great platform for it. And their animation slate looking promising. I got a whole geek boner for the animation slate.
They're probably drawing in a little bit of an older crowd to Disney Plus by doing this because it's all the kids that grew up watching this are now like, oh yeah, I'd like that show. I want to watch it.
They can show
wanna see
their
how it
Well, I
goes.
mean, that show is liked by lots of people because the fans of X-Men actually liked that show too because it was faithful to the comics to a large degree.
Yeah, they did the run.
That show for I know the older fans liked it. I just know for me that was like the definitive. That's what I knew the X-Men as. I never like without that show because of that show. I always thought that like Wolverine and Rogue were all like founding members. Like I had no idea that the founding members weren't those guys.
Well, that was like the equivalent of the Batman animated series,
Yeah,
right? 'Cause,
absolutely.
Yeah.
like for me, that's the definitive Batman. Like it's like you just boil it all down to like his pure essence of that character, and the show was fan, and the art style was great. Same thing with the X-Men show. It's just
Justice League back then too.
oh my god, yeah, that whole run up to Justice League Unlimited.
I know. Where are we now?
God,
God
jeez.
damn it.
I'm gonna watch the X-Men show again. It is on Disney Plus, so before this comes out, speaking of adult viewers, Anthony, you mentioned another big news came up before this. They are adding the Deadpools and Logan.
Oh shit.
To Disney Plus. R-rated movies are coming to Disney Plus. That's crazy.
Yeah, they need to. You know what? They need to.
About time.
Yeah, Disney Plus doesn't have to just be everything TV 14 and under.
No, it doesn't. And now that's they put
Let
that
parents
on.
make the decisions.
Yeah. Oh, there's parents groups that are already mad about this, but that's why they have parental controls. You idiots.
Yeah.
How about you make some choices?
Sometimes
for your
as a
children?
kid, I got my hand on a remote and
Yeah.
I had Skinamax on as a 7-year-old. Like,
Oh.
it just happens. Like, things happen.
I wasn't supposed to be watching it, but oops.
I wasn't supposed to be watching that, but I'm not changing the channel.
Listen, that is like the best day in any kid's youth. Is that day when you're like, oh, how'd this get on? Oh, nobody's around.
Oh,
okay.
the human body's
Oh,
beautiful.
look at that.
Oh.
Oh, what is that?
Riding
Oh.
around in
That's actually
positions.
not beautiful.
Okay, let's get into the big fucking shebang. Saturday night, Hall H, Marvel coming out, bringing their fucking big guns. Kevin Feige walks out, declares Phase 4 is over.
Oh shit.
He says Black Panther Wakanda Forever is the conclusion of Phase 4. Phase 5 begins with Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and then he proceeds to release the whole Phase 5 slate.
Geek boner.
Anthony.
And now we're PowerPoint.
Oh, yes, there's a lot of PowerPoint presentations. Anthony, you break down the slate for us. What are we getting in Phase 5 of the MCU?
Well, let me just say real quick on Phase 4, that came as a shock to basically everybody because no one knew that Phase 4 was ending so soon. And Feige described it as he doesn't want necessarily an Avengers film to end everything. He now wants the Avengers film to end a saga rather than a phase because of the fact that they're releasing so much in a tighter window. So that was surprising. Phase 4 ending with She-Hulk and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Phase 5, they announced a bunch of stuff that we knew was happening. You know, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Secret Invasion, Guardians Volume 3, Echo we knew was happening, Loki Season 2, Marvels, Ironheart. We got a date for Blade, which was interesting.
Yep.
The show that no one really is asking for got a name change.
Yeah.
Agatha, Coven of Chaos, so it was House of Harkness.
Yeah.
The 3 other things were kind of news. So first off, Daredevil, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio is coming back, and they're doing 18 episodes, which
Geek
is
boner. Shit.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Holy moly.
I don't know how long those episodes are going to be, but fuck, 18 episodes.
Spring 2024, Born
We were-
Again.
Yeah, called Born Again. And was that a Frank Miller run?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
like which they already kind of did it in season 3
season
of
3.
Netflix show. So they're doing Born Again
I mean,
again.
last week we were complaining about Marvel and just the run on Disney Plus being these 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So they were like, we'll triple. I don't know if tripling it is the answer.
I don't
but
know. That's a lot for a long
We'll
one
see.
season. Jesus, 18. That's more than the
That's
Netflix
got to be
show.
a typo or something.
No,
No,
it
it's
was
real.
everywhere.
He said
18
it.
episodes. Yeah, that's
Why
wild.
he was like 18. Yeah. So then they're doing Captain America: New World Order with Falcon, and then they're ending the run on Phase 5 with the Thunderbolts, which is going to be a team up, like a Suicide Squad type film.
So the whole multiverse saga, right? That's what they're basically calling this thing. So
Yep.
did it basically start with Loki and his variant basically killing what's his name, the He Who Remains, and then splitting the timeline?
I think it started in Phase 4. So he went on to say
Yeah, what is Phase 4?
Phases 4 through 6 will be called the Multiverse Saga. So the first 3
Yeah, I would
phases were
agree.
the Infinity Saga.
Well, it
This
kind of
is
started
multiverse.
in, what was it, Endgame, where Loki gets the, what do you call it? Like, the quantum realm, and then Loki gets
Tesseract.
the Tesseract.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's kind of where it starts.
But I would agree. I think that is like when Loki kills He Who Remains, he releases all the Kang variants, which is starting this multiverse thing, and all the variants start to jet out.
Right.
So I do think you're right.
Yeah, that's kind of, because I keep waiting for them to acknowledge it, but I guess they wouldn't, because nobody would really know about it besides Loki.
Right.
And then Kang, who's just going to like show up with his dick hanging out, like, yeah, it's been me all the whole time, motherfuckers. I mean, I
Kang's
guess that's
purple
what's
dick.
going to happen. Big purple dick with a helmet on it.
So, like last week, we were talking about, and the big question everybody had is, what is the direction? Where is it going? Oh boy, did Feige answer that? I'm just going to jump ahead to
go to Phase 6, and we can then talk about
the
these
next
trailers.
big thing is he goes, here's Phase 6, and I was like, what the fuck? At Phase 6, Fantastic Four. So Phase 5 ends 2024, July. Phase 6 starts with the Fantastic Four, November 2024, and then he announces 2 fucking Avengers movies coming out in the same year, 6 months apart. Avengers: The Kang Dynasty in May of 2025, and Avengers: Secret Wars, November of 2025. The multiverse saga ends with Secret Wars. Now, these titles were a little bit spoiled. The day earlier, news had dropped that they had trademarked Avengers: Kang Dynasty, Avengers: Secret Wars, Captain America: New World Order, and everyone's like, this is going to be the titles. And holy shit, I was not. Also, both Avengers movies are not being directed by the Russo brothers. Phase 5, first of all, consists of 12 projects. It's a lot of shit. Phase 6 is 11 projects, and they only told us 3 of them.
Jesus Christ.
That's a lot of content.
That's a lot of shit. So I think during D23 in September, they might let us know. We'll talk about what they didn't talk about. That's probably what they're going to let us know. But reaction to this, fucking Phase 6, Fantastic Four, 2 Avengers movies.
I want to put it in perspective, too.
Yeah.
There's way more content coming out in a condensed schedule.
Yeah.
So the Infinity Saga was about 10 years, 11 years.
Yeah.
The Multiverse Saga is only going to be about 4 years.
That's a lot.
But it's easily going to be 75, 100 hours of content.
Right. It'll be more content. It'll have been 6 years since an Avengers movie, but the phase itself is going to take place within about 4 years.
So the Avengers movies are kind of spaced out. I mean, it makes sense you want to build up to this, but fuck,
they're not very spaced out. I mean, when they did the 2-part Avengers, they did a year.
They did a year. That's
this
true.
is like 6 months.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. This shocked the shit out of me.
I was, even though I was also spoiled with those trademarks.
Yeah,
I was still shocked to see it, and I got to say, last week I was a little down on Marvel.
Yeah, be back, baby.
I'm back in, baby.
I'm back, baby. You know what?
Me too. That easy. Just announce a couple Avengers films.
Yes,
I'm back in.
This is what we were waiting for. Now there's an outline.
Direction.
There's a direction. There's an arrow that it's great. That's
what
all
do you see? Like, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? Like, I'm seeing. Okay, they're announcing lots of stuff, and the stuff that looks really interesting to me is the Secret War shit, and
100%.
yeah. Thunderbolts is interesting, but okay, but we've seen a setup to that. We've seen this woman coming in and collecting all the bad or gray area superheroes and recruiting them.
Yeah.
So we know that. We kind of know what to expect. I mean, Ironheart, I don't know if that's going to be something I'll be interested in. But Phase 6, you got Fantastic Four, which is something that we've been looking forward to.
Yeah.
Or not looking forward to, but has been missing from the Marvel Universe.
Yep.
So it's like, I don't think I'm clamoring for it because we've seen it like done a bunch of times, but like it's something that Marvel needs to like claim.
Get right.
Like it needs to like be like, this is our shit. This is our version. Same with the X-Men. They need to like claim it. They need to like bring it into the umbrella. So I'm looking forward to that happening more than the actual movie. So I'm happy that but the Avengers continuing and there being like a 2-part event, that sounds cool to me. Like a 2-part event happening within the same year, that sounds fucking badass. So there is some stuff here that's kind of like new in concept. We haven't done that, have we? Like Harry Potter films did that or something. They did like
I think
a 2-parter.
Harry Potter did that. You're right. When they did part 6 and 7, I think they did it within a year.
There was something else that did it too. Did
The Hobbit do that?
Hunger Games? Was it Hunger Games?
Might have been.
It could have been that.
Twilight, I think. Twilight.
We have seen it before.
Twilight. You're right.
Yeah,
Twilight.
Oh, the 2-part Twilight, maybe.
Yeah.
No. This is a lot of stuff, and so people, Bellotti, we were talking about how people are skipping things now. How imperative is it going to be to watch all of these things?
Well, yeah, I still haven't watched Eternals, and people are telling me it sucks and don't watch it. And I haven't finished Miss Marvel or Moon Knight.
Those are both good, though.
I don't know. After seeing Thor: Love and Thunder, which I was hoping would be good, after like No Way Home is honestly the only thing I really truly loved from Phase 4. And I remember other phases had weaker movies, right? Like Thor 2,
Yeah.
Captain Marvel. The first Thor honestly wasn't that good. Iron Man 3. I mean, they exist. Avengers 2, but they were kind of like spaced out a little bit. Now it's like, are you just going to get more bad movies and more bad content than good content? Like for every, Shang-Chi was pretty good. I enjoyed that, but I'm like kind of concerned about Guardians 3 because that's like my favorite property out of all of them. Like, are they going to jump the shark in this movie and it's just not going to be as good?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, there's so much and like not everything can be good. You know what I mean? Like Feige is so spread thin. Like he can't, like, I'm sure he sees everything that's going on, but they're filming these things all over the world and you can only do so much with Zoom. And I don't know. I just don't have a lot of faith and I think they're stretching themselves a little bit too thin. It's just a quality over quantity, basically, is how I'm looking at this whole phase.
It does seem to be that. Let's talk about Guardians for a second.
Let me spin it in a positive way, real quick.
Yes,
I think, yeah, because I'm the Marvel guy here. I'm the MCU guy, actually. Phase 4, I think, is like a very experimental phase, and I think, if we're going to put a positive spin on it, perhaps when they get into Phase 5, they've like kind of figured out a machine to run all of this stuff in the condensed timeline, because they've never done TV shows and movies this quickly.
Yeah.
In the same amount of time. So if there is one thing I can point to, I'd be maybe by like next year they've like put all the pieces in place to make this a little bit more well oiled than it is currently.
I hope
maybe
so.
Like just the experience of doing this for now 2 years and being like, shit, we keep fucking stubbing our toe and we're putting these out too quick and we need better quality control. Maybe they put more pieces in place to do that. But there are definitely things that are going to hold them back. Like I watched a video on their CGI and how they're just overworking the SFX people on these movies and all that stuff. So like, I don't think that's going to change because first off, they're not unionized. I just learned that.
Oh shit! Really?
Which is crazy.
They should really
be unionized.
They work
those
them
guys.
hard,
and they work really hard and under condensed timelines. And there's a lot of like cutting out images and then putting them on different screens, which is like the most tedious work ever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I mean, I think you have a point because this TV side of things, this is a whole experiment. This is a whole new thing that got kind of thrown and they went with it. And so give them a cycle, and they've been through one cycle of shows. So hopefully they can iron out some of the things there.
It's really tough because TV quality, like people are expecting movie quality with these TV shows now. So they can't even skimp on it and without getting shit. So it makes it even tougher for them.
What I was going to, Tony, I agree with you. I'm a Marvel guy, and they have a lot of goodwill in the bank with me because they've like made me like characters. Like I never liked Captain America until the movies. I've always knew him in the books. I'm like, all right, he's kind of boring. And then I really grew to love him. Same thing with Thor and Iron Man. So I'm like, okay, maybe they could win me over. But then like they still have this whole third act problem with Black Panther, and Shang-Chi did it where like the whole father-son aspect of Shang-Chi was really good, and Tony Leung is like a world-class, like he's better than that whole movie. Like he is like top-class acting right there. And then like at the end they're like flying giant dragons. And what the fuck's going on?
And then they kill him too, right?
And then they kill him. I'm like, this was like so much better when it was just him fighting his son. Like that was more. And then Black Panther did it with the third act. And I'm like, okay, like they just gotta like tone it down a little bit. It doesn't have to be, this big CGI giant dragon monster thing every single movie. So
right. I think that they have that problem, and they also have the problem of teeing things up and then either teeing things up that nobody wants or teeing things up that people want, but then they have to wait 7 years for it. So like, for example, like the Thunderbolts, they've already laid down the groundwork for the Thunderbolts. They don't need to wait until the end of July 28, 2024 to put it out.
Yeah.
They could go right now with Thunderbolts if they have enough stuff like leading up to it where you can jump in. So now like by the time that comes out, like you're going to be into other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'll be in Agatha Covenant Chaos.
Covenant of Chaos and Born Again. And where's the
It's just a timing thing.
Okay,
Where's the
so
event?
let's go back. Let's break this up with another trailer.
I'm in, baby. I'm in.
Anthony is in 100%. It's a
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's really good. It's really good.
She-Hulk panel. She-Hulk described as Marvel's first 30-minute television comedy. Speaking of visual effects artists being worked, they put out a new trailer, and I don't know what you guys thought. I'm just going to tell you, it looks a lot better. It looks a lot better. I love the humor in this. I love the banter, and the ending is fantastic. Anthony, let's start with you. What did you think of this trailer?
I thought it did look a lot better. I mean, I think that's about as good as it's going to get.
Probably.
To this point. It's still like a little off, but not. It's not. It's like not as embarrassing as it was, and I'm just like, okay, I'll accept it. Whatever. It did look fine. Like, it looked good. You obviously have that ending with Daredevil showing up.
Holy shit.
Oh shit.
Daredevil flipping, and it looks like he's wearing his yellow and red costume, but then the close-up, it's like a black costume. It's like two different costumes. It was very...
It might have maybe it's both.
Yeah, they might have two. It was very confusing, but we're going to see Daredevil in Echo and She-Hulk before Born Again. Wong also in this, which is great. I knew he was in there, but it was great seeing him in the trailer talking about the Book of Vishanti. Rugs, Geek Boner, Floppy Jock after this new trailer.
Now you're putting me into like I have to either
I'm sorry.
love it or
I'm sorry to be so
whelmed.
binary.
I'm whelmed. Like I think it looks okay. Like I'm not like but I'm like it looks much better than it did before. But
He's not
do
like
I do that when I'm excited about a movie?
do that again.
When have we ever heard him go?
No,
to
is that a
something he
thing?
liked.
Put that on a loop.
It's
Make
like
that
it's
the
like that
opening
Willem
song.
scream. Yeah.
It's the Rug Boy scream.
It's a siren right there calling you in, and then
All
she's
right,
gonna
so
suck
Rug
your
Boy
fucking...
is whelmed. Bellotti,
I'm whelmed.
You're gonna watch
it's good.
this?
Looks okay.
What do you think of this one?
Yeah, I'll check it out.
I mean, it's funny. She flips him off. She gives him the bird. As
It's
she's
a half
falling.
hour.
Half-hour comedy.
It's a comedy. They got the Hulk in there.
Abominations in there.
No,
Abomination.
you know what? The trailer actually surprised me, and I was like, I thought I was reading a lot of behind the scenes that the show had problems. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And then I saw the trailer, and I'm like, oh, I know what Marvel does. They make like a show, and you're like, oh, it's this character, but then they throw 50 other characters in it, and it's like their way of bringing other characters in without having to make their own show. They're doing it with Echo too. It's like a backdoor pilot for Daredevil.
I knew that.
He even admitted to that. He even said in the interviews there he was like, the reason we're not doing Avengers movies all the time anymore is because all these characters are crossing over in all each other's shows. So
everything is like an Avengers thing.
But they know that's where the best stuff from Marvel comes from. Are those crossovers?
Yeah,
That's what Civil War was the best example because that was the first time they really like opened the floodgates on that. You're like, wow, I just want more of this.
It's great when everybody comes together and the banter and the chemistry and that's all you want to see. Tim Roth in this looks great. So also she breaks the fourth wall in the trailer. So expect some of that.
Okay, like that's really hard to do in movies.
I know. TV
You
show.
just have to look at the camera. It's really hard to do.
I'm just saying it's a weird thing that's not in any other Marvel project, right? Except
It
for
only
Deadpool.
works when Henry Hill did it in Goodfellas.
Yes. It's like
or when Ferris Bueller did it. For the
Yes, that's
entire
the one.
movie.
That's the one I could remember.
sometimes you got to slow down, smell the roses. Okay, other interesting tidbits before we get to another trailer. Ant-Man 3. Oh, Secret Invasion. They talked about Don Cheadle will be back as War Machine. That looks interesting. Not a lot about that. Ant-Man 3, they will spend more time in the quantum realm. So in the footage, they didn't release a trailer, but there was footage shown, and the description, a lot of people said they saw Bill Murray in the trailer. A quick shot of MODOK, and Kang is in the trailer. We're not sure. So I thought Bill Murray was going to play MODOK, but it sounds like Bill Murray is just playing someone who lives in the quantum realm, and possibly Corey Stoll, who is Yellow Jacket, will be MODOK. I don't know who's going to be MODOK, but it's fucking crazy that they're going to have MODOK and Kang in this. Comments on any of that?
It's smart because Ant-Man is probably like it's a light film, light series.
Yeah.
But they don't make a ton of money on the Ant-Man film, so if they're like, all right, let's throw Kang in here, they can at least be like, okay, this is a kind of must see because that's the guy that's the villain for this entire saga.
Yeah.
And he's in an Ant-Man film. So like now there's a draw to see the Ant-Man film.
Yeah, they were all there. They released a poster with. Also, you have a new Cassie Lang, and she's gonna have a suit. And there's a poster with the look of Kang. He looks great. He looks purple, comic accurate. Jonathan Majors, blue and purple. He was blue.
Apparently, the line he's like Ant-Man introduces himself. He's like, "Hey, I'm Ant-Man. I'm an Avenger," and Kang's like, "I'm a conqueror," or something like that.
Oh shit! All right. I'm in. That sounds good. And then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Bellotti, let me know what you think of this. James Gunn said this is the end of this Guardians era, this era of these Guardians. Will Poulter was there. He will be playing Adam Warlock. Chuck Woody Iwuji, who was Myrn on Peacemaker. We love Myrn. He was fucking great.
Fucking love Myrn.
He shows up dressed as the High Evolutionary, showing up in costume. In a purple fucking outfit, acting like in the part as the High Evolutionary. Maria Bakalova, who played Borat's daughter in the sequel, will be the voice of Cosmo, the space dog. And they showed a trailer. It's not out yet. James Gunn said the VFX are not quite done, but apparently we're going to see Rocket's backstory, Baby Rocket, how he became a sentient cyber raccoon or whatever he is. Baby Rocket, just as cute as Baby Groot. Bellotti, does any of that sound interesting at all to you?
Sure. It's James Gunn, and like I'm a huge fan of those movies. And it kind of makes sense. I mean, they kind of never really talked about Rocket's origin.
Yeah.
And I saw the set photos, and they had like animal human hybrid people in costumes, and I'm like, oh, they're going with High Evolutionary. That kind of makes sense. And then when I saw the reveal this weekend, I said, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, I'm all in.
Makes sense. He's probably the reason for Rocket existing, right?
Yeah, that's
High Evolutionary.
In the comics, yeah, I believe so.
What do we know about the High Evolutionary from the comics? Who can tell me?
Well, there was a whole crossover called the Evolutionary War, but he's basically like a eugenist. He like tries to create the most perfect being, and I think they're gonna roll that off into Adam Warlock. So,
okay.
Well, I thought Warlock was created by those the
gold people.
The gold people.
Yeah,
I think that he was engineering it behind the scenes.
Maybe
it's something that we will learn later.
Yeah,
I just love that fucking guy. I just loved him as Myrn.
Yeah,
and I saw the bit him doing the High Evolutionary. I was giggling watching him do that too.
He's fantastic. I can't wait to see him. And then Gamora is back. How do you think they're going to play this out? She's got a lot of catching up to do because it is the 2012 Gamora, right?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're gonna. She doesn't have that relationship with Peter that Peter has had with her.
Yep.
So I mean, that's an interesting point. I mean, it's good. I also like the Guardians films. So and James Gunn has a very weird sensibility, and he's saying he's wrapping this up. So I'm interested to see what he's going to do. Like, how is he going to wrap it up? And what is the crescendo for these characters that, back in 2012, no one gave a shit about. Now the Guardians are as big a brand as anything in Marvel.
I feel like that with Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad movie that he recently did, those seemed more grounded than the Guardian stuff, which seemed a little silly. So maybe he's kind of tuned up a little bit when he goes back to Guardians, and maybe he'll because those shows were funny, but they had some real weight to them.
Yeah, lots of heart.
And I feel like I mean, he's always had that, but I think it's like the balance of it could be off a little bit. So I feel like that he's in his game right now.
I feel like he's getting better and better, kind of like with every project he's doing. Gamora has joined the Ravagers in this, so there'll be that conflict. Okay, let's get to the last thing. They ended the whole presentation with Black Panther Wakanda Forever panel, and there was people dancing and singing. There was a whole kind of tribute to Chadwick Boseman, and the official teaser for this movie that comes out November 11th this year. Wow, what a trailer. Anthony, what did this thing give you the feels or what?
Yeah, I mean, I really liked this trailer. It doesn't really tell you story, but the weight of everything going on, and obviously you have the real life death of Chadwick Boseman, and they play into that. And the way it's cut, you get to see the Atlanteans and the Namor, and you kind of get a little tease of like the mystery around who's Black Panther, and I know the backstory between Atlantis and Wakanda, so I've always enjoyed that rivalry between those two nations. So yeah, this trailer for me hit on everything, and it's well cut and good music. Going into Kendrick Lamar, so everything they did about as well as you could, in my opinion, on cutting a trailer and making it excited and emotional for a movie like this.
Oh, I mean, the No Woman, No Cry version they're playing.
Marley.
You see kind of the dressed in white. It's got to be T'Challa's funeral. You see so many things. Bellotti, did this give you, what do you think of this one?
Well, I was in the camp that I really felt they should have recasted him. I mean,
yeah,
the character's bigger than the actor, and I think it's a very important character for inclusivity in the Black community, and there's plenty of really good, talented male Black actors that could have filled that role.
It's an important character.
It's a very important character, and the first Black Panther, regardless of the third act, it's still a good movie, and so yeah, I had a little bias going into it, and Namor's look, Tony, I think you mentioned that you weren't really 100% with the whole Mayan Aztec thing, and I know why they did it. It's because of DC did
because of
Aquaman first, so they had to do something. That's going to take a little bit to get used to.
I warmed up just real quick. I warmed up a little bit more seeing it in action, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean the trailer does look good. I'm not going to lie. I know an effects guy that worked on the movie, so I kind of know some things about it that I'm not really going to say on the air. So
we could speculate. We're going to speculate.
Well, this isn't speculation.
I know.
Okay,
I have hard answers here, man.
Okay.
Like real good.
Man.
Real.
I mean, Ryan Coogler, the shots in here are fucking gorgeous. You see Namor being born underwater. Do you realize this winter we're going to have 3 movies with underwater people and stuff? Aquaman, Black Panther 2, and fucking Avatar. All about underwater shit, as you see, and it's confusing a little bit. They're not. Also, I don't think they're Atlanteans. Let me break this.
What do you mean they're not Atlanteans?
So I have an article from comicbookmovie.com. There is a breakdown revealing the Submariner's underwater nation. So there's a tweet that says official character description for Namor. It says, the ruler of Talokan, an ancient civilization hidden in the depths of the ocean, Namor will stop at nothing to protect his people. But he's not blue, but the other people are blue. So maybe they're
because
Atlanteans?
Namor's half Atlantean, half human.
Oh.
He's just like Aquaman.
Oh. Yeah, it's like that in the comics. The Atlanteans are
blue.
blue.
They're blue.
Yeah.
So you see Atuma in there. You even see the wings.
It's not Atuma.
It's not Atuma. I'm a cop, you idiot.
Tenoch Huerta said he had to learn Mayan.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, so they're really playing up this is a lost Mayan Aztec, that kind of civilization.
I mean, do you see the wings on his feet? I love the shot of them riding the whale, like catching a ride. Crazy shots of the Wakandan throne underwater and on fire. So there's going to be a conflict between Wakanda and these people. Looks
so
fucking
is
dope.
there an octopus playing drums in this at all?
There should be. No, the octopus is playing the saxophone in this one.
Anything cool
it's
like that?
It's a mollusk playing a guitar. I don't know.
It looks like they're taking while DC went the wacky route, I think they're going a little bit more serious on this in terms of how they're portraying the Atlanteans.
I do think that it does distinguish the Atlanteans or whatever they are. They gave it some kind of other name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To get it away from, I guess, European notions.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't give a shit. But, as I said, there's probably somebody who loves Namor. And it's like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah. Oh, they're changing it.
I've seen that online already.
Yeah. And I don't blame them. Like, when they take a character that you love and they just kind of abandon it in hopes of refreshing it for a new generation, which is and it has to be done, but it does sting a little bit. But I do think it's interesting. I do find it fascinating, and I'm interested to know how they're going to handle it. And this whole trailer just is so interesting.
It is epic.
And
the shot of the Dora Milaje
it's very
jumping.
compelling. It gripped me when I watched it. It's very well assembled, and the use of music is great, and it just feels like it's going to be a huge movie.
I mean,
And then the end, they have this reveal of like another Black Panther, or maybe it's Black Panther from before.
Any guesses? Who do we think that is in the comics? Who is it?
It's got to be Shuri.
That's
right?
what happens in the comic books. She picks up the
it
mantle.
could be Shuri. I mean, I would say it's likely Shuri, but I think Lupita Nyong'o's character,
Nakia,
is in the running.
Yeah,
Nakia. I would say even there's been rumors that Killmonger might come back.
Oh yeah, some people were like, "Is it Killmonger?"
So it could be anybody. I agree though with what everyone's saying. I just, as far as like the look, I am intrigued. Like, not for nothing, the way the Atlanteans look is at least intriguing enough where I'm like, that's so different than what I'm used to.
Yeah,
but I'm like, it looks gorgeous on its own. So I'm like, okay, I'll give this a shot. As long as Namor is the dick that he is in the comics,
yes,
I won't have too much of it. Like, as long as he's the same guy, which is like big dick, fucking
stubborn, hard-headed,
literally and figuratively, big dick, going after like all these women, like just doesn't give a fuck, but like also like a great king, and and he has that rivalry where he's like kind of an anti-hero. Like, as long as because Namor is, along with the android Human Torch, the first two superheroes in Marvel Comics. Like, he's an important guy.
Yeah.
That he needs to be treated with reverence because him and the Human Torch, the android version, basically created Marvel Comics.
I mean, this character is
They're
like 80 plus years old.
Issue.
Yeah. And the original mutant.
So let's change everything about it.
I think Coogler's going the route of like, here's where I think he's going. I think he's going the route of like suppressed minorities fighting each other. So you have like black people, and you have Hispanics in this case, like, or Native Americans, like conflicting. And I think the people pulling the strings will actually be the governments who are like the bureaucrats and white.
It's the white people.
It's always the white man, don't you know?
Because if you see the trailer, they're like, I think the governments are like, don't want Wakanda to be the most powerful nation. And then now that they notice they have vibranium, there's a shot in there where looks like they're searching for vibranium.
Yeah, and the military shows up.
Wakandans like basically tied up as they're looking for the vibranium.
So it looks like there was some kind of underwater operation. Wakanda maybe found vibranium there, and this causes the conflict initially.
Right.
Something like that. But fuck, man. Also, you see Dominic Thorne will be introduced as Riri Williams, who will then spin off to Ironheart TV show. And I love how you see her banging on metal, kind of like Tony Stark, and then you see the little heart that she cuts out of the metal, which is her little logo from the comics. So it was a nice touch. But fuck, that shit looks dope. Yeah, looks fucking good. So
the only other thing I'd have to say is, I wish Tina Huerta, maybe we'll see him and he'll look better in film, but he looks a little flabby.
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe he should be a little more.
Looks like he's got a little bit of a muffin top.
The shot of him from the back. Coming out of the water. I was like, he just looks like a random dude at like the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, did it not work out?
not at like Muscle Beach, but like the Jersey Shore.
He's got a little bit above that belt there. There's a little, little muffin top.
It's a Black Panther movie, okay? Who's got to have the best abs? It's got to be Black Panther.
Baku will also be back. No Daniel Kaluuya because he was making Nope. Apparently, couldn't film two things at the same time. So,
nope.
This is nope. He said nope. It's coming out November 11th. I can't wait. That's fantastic. Overall, I thought they would hold. I thought they would hold back some stuff for D23, but holy shit!
Yeah, this one, the trailer got me. I'm all in. I mean, I was always all in for this movie. So,
well, I know what they're probably going to hold back those blank dates that they had for Phase 6.
Yeah,
I bet you that's what they're going to reveal.
They'll probably do that, and they'll probably announce some directors and casting decisions for like Fantastic Four and perhaps Avengers.
That would be great. That would be great. My other questions would be: what about Eternals? Is there going to be a sequel? Where is Spider-Man fall into all of this? Is Phase 6 when you introduce the X-Men, or is that going to be the next phase? Those we'll see.
A
lot of questions.
Well, you would imagine if they're going to do Secret Wars,
right?
You got to have everyone in there. Right?
Or do the X-Men come out of Secret Wars? I don't know. Yeah, you got to have everybody.
Miles Morales probably comes out of that.
Right, yeah. The black suit Spider-Man, I mean, that's a huge thing.
Well, but which Secret Wars? You do in the 80s or you do in the 2015? I think they always use the titles.
No, I think it's a 2015 because Fantastic Four. Yeah, Incursions and Fantastic Four is a little too close to that movie.
Yeah, and the second Secret Wars also had Doom coming out of that.
Doom, and Owen Reese, the whatever that guy's name was actually
Kyle
controlling.
Reese, sent from the
not Kyle
future.
Reese.
Molecule Man.
Molecule Man. Doom was a controlling Molecule Man who was changing the realities.
Oh,
and making
don't get
Battle
into
World.
it'll confuse
Yeah.
so
Oh my
many
God,
people.
yeah,
That
it's-
storyline
And you know
is
what?
so confusing.
It'll probably look nothing like the comics, like Age of
No,
Ultron.
they just
Civil
take
War.
the title.
They
and
take
then
the
they
title.
just
It'll be
change
something
it.
totally different. There'll be
But-
mud wrestling in it for all we know.
Ooh, I'd watch that.
Ooh, I like that.
Whoa.
Hot naked Jello wrestling. I'm in.
With
I'm
Na-
in. Again, Marvel beats DC
with,
by
with
a mile.
Namor?
Yeah, Namor
Namor and
and
Camille. You'd be so in, dude.
Camille and Namor Jello wrestling. I'm in.
Oh
I'm
my
there.
God.
What movie is that? Is that in Phase 6? Put that in Phase
No, it's
6.
Agatha Harkness and Sam Jackson together.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Well, so listen, stay tuned. More revelations in September, but wow, Marvel. Holy shit.
Geek boner.
Well done on the return to San Diego. Listener, check out our TeePublic shop. You can buy some podcast swag. We got t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, tote bags, cell phone cases, laptop cases, lots of things with our logo, with Rugboy's face. Lots of fun sales going on all the time. JockandNerd.com/shop for all those needs. Let's take a quick break here, play some promos, and we're going to come back and determine the best 80s action movie tournament style right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Forgive the interruption, but I believe this requires your attention.
If you ever believed Captain America was on the U.S. Olympic soccer team,
If you ever thought that the Winter Soldier was that brace yourselves guy on the internet,
And if you ever wondered just what would a raccoon do with a machine gun,
then don't let another week pass you by without tuning into
Mighty Marvel Geeks.
Mighty Marvel Geeks is your show about all things Marvel.
with news, rumors, commentary, and interviews,
As well as our weekly recommendations on what to pick up on New Comic Book Day.
Official consulting hours are between 8 and 5 every other Thursday.
that's Mighty Marvel Geeks on WeebyGeeks.net, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and anywhere else you listen to podcasts.
We'll get you back to your regularly scheduled podcast in just a minute. But we wanted to introduce ourselves. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff. And I'm Blake on this highly produced advertisement.
That's right. It's the History of Bad Ideas, a.k.a. Hobie. You can find us on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast and on Facebook at the History of Bad Ideas. But if you like a podcast roundtable with 3 to 5 guests, usually every week, depending on sick leave, talking about all things geek, including movies, TV,
I ain't getting paid for this shit.
Blake bitching about something and ranting, and comic books and anything else that we can think of. We have a top 5 list every week, along with a box office news, and somehow we have listeners, so they send us some feedback we answer every week. You can find us on iTunes,
Stitcher, Facebook,
Spotify,
and any good podcast app, because if you can't find us on that podcast app, it's not a good podcast app.
Damn straight. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jock and Nerd.
Listener, if you enjoy the show, you can join our fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
Jock and Nerd.
Where you can support the show on a monthly or annual basis. Big shout out to all our supporters for your continued support. Everything goes back in the show, keeps the show humming along week to week. You get stuff like you get a bonus podcast feed where the shows come out early. There is bonus content, instant reactions, bonus episodes. You get Discord benefits. We do a monthly Discord hangout over on the Discord server just for Patreon supporters. We just had one in July. It was lots of fun. Check out our Patreon page for August, for the date for August. It's like one every.
You guys are missing out if you don't tune in, because it was actually a lot of fun and I laughed a lot.
And he doesn't laugh very often.
No, he doesn't. He goes,
Matt Delhauer is just, he's sitting there throwing it down. He's doing a show basically for me to listen to.
Yeah, we get special guests. Delhauer jumps in. Dope Hope's there.
Yeah.
Bellotti almost made it to that one.
No, I had the shits that night.
And he gave it to me. No,
literally. You could do it from the toilet, Bellotti. It would have been fine.
You're too echoey. No, I had like the stomach cramps too.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
so bad. I was like, I can't. I'll be like, yeah, Spider-Man, nerd stuff.
Maybe next month. It is a fun time on the Discord.
Especially if you got this tier, you got to show up.
Absolutely. And then there's a You Pick
Check
It
it out.
tier where you can force us to watch and review any movie you want Also, lots of fun. Sign up today, jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Okay, we are here. Finally, listener, we're going to start it like this. It is time. It is time for the coveted 80s action.
Okay, relax.
80s
Yeah,
action.
you gotta say it like Richard Dawson. You gotta be like, it's the 80s. What do you love?
What's the best TV show? It is time for the 80s action movie tournament here, listener. You've heard us tease it. You've heard the Patreon bonus episode. We are going to determine the greatest 80s action movie right now. Anthony, I'm handing it over to you. This is your show. Take it away.
This has been my baby ever since we started, or we did the movie review where we all picked 80s action movies: Bloodsport, Commando, Tango and Cash.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've been on a spree of watching 80s action movies, and I've been hinting and teasing this. Full disclosure, I stole this idea from Screen Junkies. Also, we are doing this better because that tournament had 16 teams, 16 movies. We have 28 movies.
We have them all, goddammit.
And we have way cooler experts, two cooler experts, and one guy that just happens to be hosting the show that I decided to loop in.
Hey.
He's talking about Emron.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you decide who I'm talking about with that one. So I'm going to explain how we got here as far as the movies, and then what the rules are to the audience, as well as the three guys that are participating, because they don't really know what's going on right now. No. They don't know how this is going to shake out. So how did we get to 28 movies? You can listen to the Patreon show on our Patreon, where we picked out the exact movies and how we all decided that. But I just want to quickly go over the parameters. And what we did is we just basically said, what are these movies not? And these movies are not superhero movies. We talk about that shit all the time. We just had a whole hour and a half about Comic-Con. We don't need to include superhero movies in this. These aren't Star Wars movies. These aren't James Bond movies. We're not including Hong Kong films either. So keep that in mind as we pick out them, as we decide the movies here and what movies are participating in this tournament. It's going to be neither of all of those parameters. So keep that in mind. Now, we picked 28 movies. I ranked them 1 to 28. I seeded them 1 to 28 based on Letterboxd scores. So if you're on Letterboxd, that's a fan review site, an app that you can download where fans review and give star ratings to the movies. For tiebreakers, I used the amount of likes the movie got. Okay. So I ranked these 1 through 28. And we're going to do this March Madness tournament style in July, meaning it's a single elimination tournament. Now, with 28 teams, or movies, there's 4 movies that get buys.
Okay.
Meaning they don't participate in the first round because they're ranked so high. They get an automatic buy to the next round, and they have a better shot of winning this entire tournament.
Okie dokie.
So right now, I'm going to announce the top 4 seeds, which are not participating in the first round, and automatically move on to the next round. So, the number 1 overall seed in the rampant steroid muscles region is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Ooh, okay. Wow.
The number 2 seed in the superfluous yet completely necessary boobs region, Die Hard. The number 3 seed, the I ain't got time to bleed one-liners region, Aliens. And the number 4 seed in the Hans Gruber villain region, The Terminator. So those are your top 4 movies right now. So they are all moving on to the next round. Quickly, any surprises there in those top 4?
So how come they seem to be opposite their category?
I love the categories, first of all.
The
That's
categories
hilarious.
are just the 4 pillars. I didn't put them in the specific...
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
where
so
they're
it doesn't
going.
matter.
Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't matter. Those are just the 4 pillars of what makes a great 80s action movie.
That's true.
They all make sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all make sense?
Okay.
No glaring surprises there?
Raiders, I was a little surprised when you said Raiders for number 1.
They're the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
that doesn't surprise me. Letterboxd reviews holding it high. It's a classic film, so
there you go.
And it's a Spielberg film, so it has a wide appeal. So I think that makes sense.
So what was it? Raiders, Terminator, Die Hard. What was the 4th one?
Raiders, Die Hard, Aliens, Terminator.
Aliens.
So you have Spielberg,
Solid.
McTiernan, Cameron, and Cameron.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
That
2
sounds
cameras.
about right.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
All right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, the way this is going to play out is the remaining 24 teams or 2 movies face off in a best of 3 elimination between you 3 judges. So the way it works is it's tournament style. Number 5 plays number 28, number 6 plays 27, number 7 plays 26, so on and so forth. Now it's tournament style, so the brackets basically line up in a certain way where, for instance, Raiders of the Lost Ark is going to play either the 16 or the 17 seed. And the way we're going to do this is with the 3 judges, I'm going to pick out the first matchup. I'm going to go right down the line on one side, right down the line on another. And we're going to pick the first matchup. I'm going to call on somebody, you 3 judges, and you guys are going to pick by your own criteria, whatever criteria you want, which movie is better, which is your favorite, etc.
Okie dokie. For the listener, I'll have the list of all 28 movies in the show description.
For the listener, this will be easier to visualize. For the judges involved, Imran, Bellotti, and Ruggs, I'm just putting you on the spot. You have to decide. You can either pick the movie and say why. You can internally debate, or you can just pick the movie and say you're just picking the movie and it's a no-brainer. So I'm leaving it up to you. How do you want to decide? And does anyone have any questions?
So we just say the movie we prefer is, or this is the better movie, and then that's it.
This is the better movie between the matchup.
Now, if I want to convince, like if Imran's wrong, for example, which he will be, and I have to convince him to be right,
son of a bitch.
What do I do?
Was there a tiebreaker? Was like the third person a tiebreaker?
Well, there is the tiebreaker. The tiebreaker and the first person who's starting the pick is always going to be different. So, for instance, if I have Bellotti start, and then Ruggs picks the movie that's Bellotti isn't a fan of, then Imran would be the tiebreaker. But then it could switch where Imran starts, and then Bellotti picks, and then Rugboy could be the tiebreaker.
But you can try to convince other people to change their vote.
You can try to convince any other people, but once that pick is in, it's in.
Okay.
All right. There's no. So I'm looking especially at Imran. When I have you first, and then you to hear everyone else's argument, you can't fucking change your goddamn pick. All right.
Okay.
Be strong in your damn convictions for once.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
And if it's an obvious choice, don't hem and haw for 30 minutes on what your fucking choice is. All right.
Got it.
We got a lot of picks.
There's a lot of brackets here. Yes.
You got to run it down.
This isn't a movie review podcast. This is a fucking tournament. We're getting after it.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
You guys
I'm ready. Are you ready?
A lot of you ready?
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
I'm starting off with Ruggs on this one because this is a hell of a matchup. 2 of his favorites. The number 16 seed, Conan the Barbarian, versus the number 17 seed, Roadhouse.
Oh my God.
Wow, right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. We're going hard.
This is tough. I don't know if I can
pick a movie and why.
These are 2 of my favorite films. I will watch these at a drop of a hat. This is my most favorite Arnold oiled up movie. He's got some of the greatest lines. Oh my God. And then you got Roadhouse. You got boobs forever in this movie. You got
the homoeroticism. You got the homoerotic villain.
Yeah, you got unintentional homoeroticism or intentional. You got throat. Oh my God. This is a tough one. I don't know if I could do this.
If you want to pass, you can pass and we can go to someone else.
on the first fucking round.
But I knew this was Ruggs. These are like 2 of Ruggs' movies.
Okay. This is, I don't know. I can't do this without crying. I feel like I can't.
It's like picking your favorite child. Jesus.
You got to pick one.
I feel like Arnold's going to have a lot more shots in this, and that's the only reason I'm picking Roadhouse.
Oh, snap.
All right. 1-0 Roadhouse. Imran.
I just watched Conan the other day. Lots of boobies, lots of violence. I'm going to go Roadhouse, too, because I had that same thought. Is there are lots of Arnold movies in the running, and I want to see how far fucking Roadhouse gets, because it is an underrated masterpiece there.
Hey, I want you to be nice. And Roadhouse has been nice and moved on to the second round.
Bellotti has no say.
Would you have picked Roadhouse just for shits and giggles?
Yes, I learned a lot of valuable life lessons from that movie.
That's a huge be nice is a huge lesson.
Yeah, that be nice thing is like the greatest thing ever.
God damn it.
Be nice.
Sorry, Conan.
Nice. Well, this one, we're going to start with Bellotti on this one since he didn't get a pick in this first one. The number 9 seed, Big Trouble in Little China.
Motherfucker.
Versus the number 24 seed, Cobra.
Oh, don't fuck.
Marion
Come on,
Cobretti
man.
Tango and Cash in their own movies, squaring
You hear
off.
all the curse words today.
Jack Burton versus Marion Cobretti.
Fucking
Gotta
do this.
pick one.
Why did you do this? I'm going to bed. I'm not doing this show. I can't. Talk about crying. I'm this is shit. What are you doing, man?
He did this to fuck with us.
Oh, God.
This isn't a game anymore. This is like the movie
he
Hard
wanted to
Target.
torture us.
Shit
This
is
is the
real.
letterbox.
You're
This is
Lance
just how it shook
Henriksen.
out.
You're Lance Henriksen in Hard Target now. That's what you are right now.
This shit's getting real quick.
Movie that's not
Anthony
even on our
instantly
list.
became the evil
I'm just
bad
going to
guy.
keep delaying because I don't want to answer. I don't know if you noticed that. I'm
Big
buying
trouble
time.
in
Come on,
Little
Bellotti.
China.
Oh my God. Cobra is a Bellotti holiday family tradition. I mean, my brother's AOL screen name was Marion Cobretti at AOL.com. I bought him a Cobra shirt when he was in my wedding as a thank you gift. I mean, Cobra, but I have the making of Big Trouble in Little China. I mean, that movie was like every Sunday it was raining. We just like order pizza or eat Chinese food and watch that movie. Oh God. This is tough, man. It's like picking your favorite child. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of children in this tournament, so you got to pick. There's only going to be one by the end of it, like Highlander.
I'm going to
style.
have to. Well, Stallone has a lot of representation. This is my favorite Stallone movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was pure ego at this point, and he was totally stealing from the Hong Kong movies. So it was like the best of both worlds. But he's going to have a lot of representation in this, so I'm going to have to go with Big Trouble in Little China. And I hate your guts, by the way.
Oh, shit.
Put that out there.
Rug Boy, who you got?
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
Now I have a fucking voice here. Let's see. Big Trouble in Little China versus Cobra. No. I gotta flip a coin here. I'm gonna do that. Like, the argument is, okay, yes, there's a lot of Stallone movies. He definitely has better films.
Yeah.
But this is, and we're talking about a John Carpenter classic.
Yeah.
But he cuts the pizza with the scissors and Cobra, and he lives in that apartment that I want to go visit. I know exactly where it is.
You know what? I'm gonna choose Big Trouble in Little China just to keep it alive.
All right. Big Trouble in Little China has moved on to the next round.
That's not what I meant to do.
What?
I'm gonna.
Oh, you're gonna tie it.
I'm gonna tie it. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Oh.
I want Imran to decide.
Cobra ties it up.
Oh,
now it's down to the most decisive man on this podcast
for the first pick.
Fuck. All right. Well, I got obsessed with
the
Cobra.
number 9 seed, Big Trouble in Little China, number 24 seed. Can Cobra upset Big Trouble in Little China?
All right.
here?
So we reviewed this movie on the show, and I got obsessed with this movie and the behind the scenes. And yeah, him cutting pizza with the scissors is great. There are a lot of other great Stallone movies on this list.
He tears the tank top off a guy for like just.
Oh yeah,
his
the guy
parking
parked in a
spot.
spot. That's right.
You can see the mic.
He parked in a spot. But Big Trouble in Little China. I watched so many John Carpenter
Cult
80s
classic.
movies this past month. I love John Carpenter's 80s movies. There's just something about them. And what's his name? Jack Burton is a great character for Kurt Russell, even though he's an idiot and needs everyone's help to get things done. But you have a floaty thing with eyes and just it gets crazy in the end. And James Hong is in it, who has been in every movie. I'm going Big Trouble in Little China.
All right,
Or the
Big
win.
Trouble in Little China has moved on to the next round.
So look, it was meant to be.
Fuck, can't believe it knocked out Cobra, but yeah.
Imran, I'm going to start this one with you.
Oh boy.
The number 8 seed, They Live, versus the number 25 seed, Red Dawn.
Oh, come on.
It should be easy for Imran because Camille Najani is neither of these.
Another John Carpenter pick.
John Carpenter
with,
versus, was it John Milius?
John Milius, who has a number of movies in this.
He's got a couple in this as well.
running
Carpenter's
too.
got a couple in this. Milius has got a couple.
So-
They Live versus
Red Dawn.
Swayze versus Roddy Piper.
Well, we got Roadhouse in there, right? I watched They Live recently. I watched both of these movies recently. And while Red Dawn, very, very pro-America, you got the Wolverines, you got them living out in the woods and fucking a bunch of they're kids. Are they supposed to be teenagers? Fucking
Charlie Sheen is a teenager.
they're in high school.
Charlie, they're
Leah
in high
Thompson,
school holding off Russians.
Dirty Dancing, killing people in this movie.
Russians and Cubans And the Ukrainian army like cites this movie, and they call themselves the Wolverines. I think sometimes in this
we don't
war.
need a history lesson. We need a pick.
But They Live. Okay, John Carpenter's vision for this, and the black and white, and how creepy it was, and Roddy Piper was surprisingly good. Keith David. It's a tight movie.
7-minute fight between Roddy Piper.
Oh my God,
and
they're
Keith
just
David.
beating the shit out of each other, and the whole time I'm like, just put on the fucking glasses. What are you doing?
Yeah. That's like a really macho fight. Like, no, you're not going to make me put the glasses on.
I'm going They Live. I'm putting another John Carpenter
They
forward.
Live.
Oh
They
my
Live.
God.
Bellotti. They Live or Red Dawn?
Red Dawn.
Oh shit!
Whoa!
That movie made me want to fight a guerrilla war when I was 15 years old.
Yeah, it'll do that.
I mean, that
Ruggs,
movie
this
was
comes
like
down
everything.
to you.
Okay, let me just get this out of the way. I love John Milius and I love John Carpenter. I love both Johns. So they're both kind of long movies too. They both like feel long.
No, They Live is not. Red Dawn is way longer than They Live.
They're both kind
Red
of
Dawn feels
unconventional
like it goes
80s
on
movies.
I know
forever.
They Live is a slow movie. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they both feel like a little long. So I it's hard because I think that They Live has a great crescendo at the end, and I think that Red Dawn kind of fizzles out at the end, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So because it finishes big, I'm going to say They Live.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Wow.
There we go. They Live moves on.
God damn it.
We came here for two things: to chew bubble gum, and to kick ass. And They Live kicked ass. Moving
A
on.
lot of bubble.
Holy shit.
Two Bellotti's movies going down hard already.
Jesus Christ.
Crazy.
So, Anthony, are you agreeing with any of these picks, or how are you feeling about these picks?
So far, I like the pick so far. I'll step in when I think I'm gonna. If I have to ream you guys out, I'm gonna ream you guys out. But This one,
Okay, yeah, please
so
do.
far so good. All right, this one is a David versus Goliath matchup, and we're gonna start with Bellotti. The number 5 seed, RoboCop, versus the number 28 seed, the Delta Force.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
God.
Weller versus Chuck Norris.
This one's
I
easy.
I just watched Delta Force today. The soundtrack is pumping. RoboCop is a superior film. I'm going to have to say RoboCop.
All right, RoboCop.
I think that's a pretty easy pick.
Imran,
Yeah.
RoboCop, Delta Force.
So let me just say one thing about Delta Force. I rewatched this recently, R-rated movie. I watched this when I was a kid, and there are certain scenes in these movies that have indelibly been burned into my head. In the Delta Force, when he shoots the hostage and kicks him out of the plane, that fucking traumatized me when I was a little kid, right?
But it's based off a real movie.
Yeah, I mean, the first half of it is straight hijack, right? And then you got Chuck Norris just murdering Arab terrorists, trying to save the Jews. That's the movie. America, save the Jews, kill the Muslims.
It should be called Jew Rescue Force.
That's what it was.
Because they talk about Delta Force like you know what it is. Like they've never even established what the Delta Force is.
Like he said, Chuck Norris's delivery is awful. He has the one line where he's like, "Sleep tight, sucker." So
he's awful in it.
RoboCop is still fucking relevant today. It is a genius, forward-thinking masterpiece. RoboCop easily takes this one.
Yeah,
RoboCop's not looking for trouble, but he's moving on.
That's right.
To the next round. All right, Ruggs, we're going to start with you on this one.
Oh my God,
it's a battle of dystopian futures. The number 12 seed, Escape from New York, versus the number 21 seed, The Running Man.
Wow,
these are very similar.
Wow, that's a toughie.
This is just the first round, guys. This is going to get more and more
All right,
difficult.
so here's my train of thought.
Squid
here.
Game.
Oh fuck!
I love John Carpenter and The Running Man. I don't know who directed that off the top of my head.
Paul Michael Glaser.
Yeah, so somebody, but who I don't know.
Written by Steven DeSouza, though, who did Die Hard.
Didn't do much after this, but or not made a name for himself as far as I'm concerned. Damn. Okay, so you got Escape from New York. It's dark. It's fucking,
Snake Plissken.
Snake Plissken's like this fucking no nonsense dude. But Running Man is so much fun. Yeah. It's just such a lot of fun, and there's so many great quotes from Arnold in that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Running Man.
Oh, Running Man up 1-0. Bellotti.
It's one of my favorite Arnold movies.
Bellotti.
Because he's huge. He's at his hugest in that movie. He's fucking cock diesel.
He is.
You know, they're both those movies. I don't really watch them a lot, like as much as I watch, say, like Big Trouble or Cobra or Red Dawn. But I do have more fun with Running Man, especially when he signs the contract and stabs the lawyer in the back with the ballpoint pen. Like, that's in my brain at all times. So I'm going to go with the Running Man.
Oh, this is the first big upset of the tournament.
Yeah.
Running Man has made Snake Plissken plain zero.
Oh, no.
Well, like Escape from New York is honestly, it's a great film and I love the soundtrack.
Yeah.
But it does kind of get bogged down in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, it's not my favorite Carpenter movie.
Yeah.
Running Man has deep fake technology way before people were doing deep fakes.
That's the first real big upset of the tournament. Let's see if we get another one here. Imran, we're going to start with you. The number 13 seed, Beverly Hills Cop, versus the number 20 seed, Bloodsport.
Oh,
what?
God.
You put these two up
they're
against
two
each other?
almost perfect films.
What the fuck?
They are flawless, perfect films.
Axel Foley versus Jean-Claude Van Damme doing the splits and kicking ass and then fucking...
Oh, man, how do you even do
Frank
this?
Dux versus Axel Foley. Two fantastic names.
Wow, Frank Dux. Yeah, based on an embellished
Frank
lies.
Dux.
Yes.
This is bullshit.
The biggest liar in the universe.
Based on Frank Dux's bullshit.
But then you got Harold Faltermeyer's amazing score and Eddie Murphy's coming out party.
I mean, more than 48 hours, this is the movie that made him huge. I love... And you got Bronson Pin... Okay, here's my pick. Both of them... Bloodsport is fantastic, but because I do a Perfect Strangers podcast and Bronson Pinchot is in Beverly Hills Cop, I'm choosing Beverly Hills Cop.
All right, that makes sense. Beverly Hills up 1-0. Bellotti, what you got?
Oh, my God.
They're so different, these fucking movies.
But they're so 80s.
But they're so 80s at the same time.
God. What are you doing to me here? I can't pick.
I can hear Bellotti sweating right now.
I am sweating. I'm definitely sweating profusely.
You have to live with yourself after you make this decision.
Yeah, you have to live with these for your entire life, so just keep that in mind.
This goes on your permanent
this is gonna live
record.
on forever, yeah.
Can you go to Rug Boy and come back to me? No.
All right, we'll go to... You want to?
Yeah.
All right.
You want
Rug,
to pass?
He's going to pass.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass
So,
okay.
Did someone make a pick yet?
No, it's 1-0 right now.
I picked Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop.
And we're Beverly Hills Cop versus Bloodsport. Yeah, because I love Bloodsport. I think it's a great movie, but I watch Beverly Hills Cop and I immediately want to watch it again.
Yeah.
It's that good.
Yeah.
Like it's that enjoy. Now, is it an 80s movie per se? Like, is it
was released in the decade?
It was, but is it a muscular macho film in that aspect?
No, but there's one-liners,
really.
there's boobies, there's over-the-top action. There's I ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe. There's that.
That's a funny line.
There's that.
And the shrimp salad sandwich.
I think it introduced
It's action.
like it rose above the typical 80s movie.
Yeah.
So your pick is Beverly Hills Cop?
Yeah, I gotta say. I mean, I love Bloodsport too. God damn it, Van Damme goes down.
Van Damme, he's out of here. No more splits
No
in
more
this
splits.
tourney.
You can stand up straight now.
He is gone.
Van Damme.
Oh my God.
Beverly Hills moves on. All right. Next matchup.
These
We're going
are
to start
hard.
with Bellotti because he decided to pass.
Oh.
All right.
This is another fun one here. We got the number 14 seed. We're too old for this shit. Lethal Weapon 2.
Oh.
This is part 2 versus the number 19 seed. There can only be one Highlander.
Oh, no.
Oh. That's not... that's Lethal Weapon 2.
Lethal Weapon 2.
Yeah, that's not that hard.
All right. Imran.
Oh.
Lethal Weapon 2 or Highlander?
Oh, I'm going to fuck this whole thing up because...
Oh, come on.
I think the first Lethal Weapon is better, and I rewatched Highlander, and I really kind of enjoyed it. It's horrible, and Christopher Lambert's face is so weird, but I love the concept and the premise. There could be only one. And Sean Connery's in it for playing a Spaniard Egyptian with a Scottish accent. Doesn't make any sense. I'm going Highlander. Fuck it.
Wow. Ruggs, comes down to you.
Oh, I got to break. I have a chance to save Highlander.
Yes, you do.
Make it good to the next round.
Lethal Weapon 2 or Highlander?
Lethal Weapon 2 is clearly the better movie.
Yeah.
You picking Lethal Weapon 2 with that, or Are you still externally debating
No,
this?
but I could fuck everything up and go Highlander and win. And Highlander can move on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow. Shocking.
Okay, I have to step in here and say that is awful.
I know you hated
two
this
should be
movie.
ashamed of yourselves.
I know
for
you
picking
hated Highlander, Anthony.
over Elite. I know I'm merely a host, and I wish I had a vote there and I could override this, but that is awful. You guys should be ashamed. This is
You
living
made the
forever.
rules, buddy.
Just remember this. When you go to your grave, that you picked Highlander over Lethal Weapon 2.
Well, I didn't say that it was a better movie. I just said I'm doing this to piss you off, and it
God.
worked.
Oh my God, what a fucking pig. Imran, we're going to start with you.
Oh boy, fuck that bracket up. Good.
Imran did it. Imran. I couldn't do it if it wasn't for Imran.
Fucking Imran. All right, Imran, we're starting with you.
Yeah.
God damn, I cannot believe that. Lethal Weapon, the 11th seed.
Oh, the first one.
Versus the first one versus the number 22 seed, Rambo, First Blood Part 2.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, shit.
I just watched Rambo again. God damn, is that a good fucking movie?
Ah, that's the prototype for the 80s action film right there. It's
really
the first
feel
one.
bad for John
Mel
Rambo.
Gibson or John Rambo.
He just wanted something to eat, man.
He just wants some. He just
No,
wants.
not
To, he just
part
wants
two.
to win the war.
Oh, the first one.
Part
No,
two,
this
he
is part
wanted
two.
to win.
This is him trying to win Vietnam.
Oh,
Can we get the
you're
win this
saying
time?
Rambo 2 versus the first Lethal
Blood
Weapon?
Part 2 versus Lethal Weapon.
Oh, well.
This is Rambo exploding some guy with a fucking exploding arrow.
Yes.
Versus, do you really want to jump? Do you really want to see me jump?
I love that. And I love how in the first
You
Rambo...
really are a lethal weapon. This is where they say the title of the movie in the movie.
Crazy.
You're not going for a psychotic pension. You really are crazy. Lethal Weapon is the fucking quintessential buddy cop film of the 80s. Great action, great Mel Gibson craziness. First Blood Part 2, I hold dear because I remember, I think I saw that in the theaters. And, this was the 80s when R-rated movies became cartoons and toys. And I definitely had Rambo toys. I wanted his knife badly. And I just watched the first Rambo. So I'm going to go Lethal Weapon is the better movie. And that's
All right,
yeah,
Lethal
that's
Weapon.
my pick.
Bellotti.
I'm gonna have
Lethal
to go.
Weapon or-
I'm gonna go with Lethal Weapon on this one.
Okay.
All right, that's a clean sweep. Would you have picked Lethal Weapon, Ruggs, just for shits and giggles?
Well, I don't know.
Well, Phil,
It's
he
really,
can think.
it's really close.
He
So
can
it's
think
like,
about it for a little bit, and his vote doesn't count. So he can just
Yeah,
think
it
about
doesn't matter.
Okay,
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Well, we're going to start
Either
with
one
you.
is fine.
We're going to start with you, Ruggs, on this one. This is a David versus Goliath matchup, but I think this might be a little closer than we think. Number 6 seed, Mad Max 2 versus the number 27 seed, Action Jackson.
Oh my God, this is a tough one. I can't choose between these two movies.
How do you like your ribs?
I love Action Jackson. He jumps on a taxi cab.
He flips
like he's,
over.
Well, he rides
like he's
the cab,
diving,
but
like
he
he's
rides the cab,
diving into
too.
a pool.
Yeah.
Well, while you think about it for a second, that is one of the 80s tropes I wrote down. Is inordinate amount of men either jump on moving cars or are able to catch cars on their feet.
Yeah.
Not a lot of
Just
action,
grab onto
though,
a car,
in
hold
a
on
movie
to
called
it.
Action Jackson, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's
Mad
really
Max
not a lot
2.
of action.
No, there's not, but it's still great. Let's see. Carl Weathers is just so great in that. I can't believe they didn't make more of those.
I know. I wish.
And it was handled it was very well done, and it was high quality.
I wish we saw him when he was actually Action Jackson. Like, they could have set that up a little bit better.
And it had a good bad guy.
Yeah.
Coach. Real quick, I talked to my brother about that movie and how it should have set up sequels, and he goes, the problem with Carl Weathers was that he was walking among action movie giants at that time.
Yeah,
he just got overshadowed. It's like Scottie Pippen playing with Michael Jordan.
Sure. But did anybody buy Craig T. Nelson as a fucking new martial arts as a
No,
fucking
that was
bad
terrible.
guy?
His flabby body.
Yeah, he had a little pooch in his stomach there.
Coach could kick your ass. Come on.
Coach versus...
He was tall. He was tall.
very tall.
Tall drink of water. Yeah, tall drink of water. What am I doing again?
Mad Max 2, Action Jackson. You got to make a pick.
Mad Max 2. The ending of Mad Max 2 is a little weak, though.
Road
but you know what? I'm going to go with Mad Max 2.
Oh.
Mad Max 2. All right.
I love Action Jackson, though. It's definitely a watch.
I will say Action Jackson wins the award for most gratuitous nudity in a movie,
Yes.
right? There's no reason you need to see the boobies so many times.
Yes, you do.
And I'm
You
very
definitely need.
thankful about it.
Yeah, you definitely need to see Sharon Stone and Vanity.
Oh,
Naked.
yeah, I
That's
mean, they look
100%.
They look great.
That's why they exist, I
Yeah.
guess.
And Vanity plays a good like junkie type escort girl.
She just wants to fuck him the whole time.
Yeah, and she's like, "What's wrong with you?" It's like, you want to fuck?
I'm not seeing any action.
Action Jackson. We got Bill Duke. That was a fun movie, but dude, 1981 Road Warrior, the stunts. If we're going action, the action on display here, it's all actually. George Miller is a fucking maniac. It's got to be Road Warrior.
Road Warrior.
Gotta be Road Warrior.
Cruising on to the next round. All right, Bellotti, we'll start this one with you.
Nice.
Another David versus Goliath matchup here.
Uh-oh.
The number 7 seed, Predator, versus the number 26 seed, Best of the Best.
That really is a David and Goliath.
This is a David Goliath matchup.
I mean, Best of the Best has that line, "Ride 'em like a toilet seat, Tommy." Pop it. Or when what's his name busts his shoulder, pop it, Tommy. Pop it. Pop it.
I mean,
You've also got Chris Penn representing the United States in Taekwondo.
Chris
and he's horribly out of shape.
Chris Penn is amazing in this movie. He plays a great jerk. Eric Roberts' hair is amazing.
His hair, yeah.
Holy shit.
It's my kid, coach. My kid. I mean,
but that's a very 80s movie.
That is a very 80s
so
movie.
80s. You couldn't make that movie now. It's such an 80s movie.
I'm going to go with Predator. Predator is the superior film in every single way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that is a David and Goliath, but with no chance of Best of the Best winning that one.
Well, I was going to go to Ruggs. Are you picking the same? Predator?
Predator's a better movie. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right, Predator's
but
moved
Best
on.
of the Best is definitely, if you want to watch an 80s movie, that's what I want.
If you said Best of the Best in Bloodsport, then that's
a hard.
That'd have been a hell of a match.
That's a hard one.
I do have to say, I watched Best of the Best the other day, and I was like, "This is an okay movie."
Yeah,
and then the ending hits, and I go, "This is a fucking great movie."
Oh, that whole ending?
That
When
ending is
they
amazing.
exchange the medals? I mean,
Oh
how do you
my
not
God.
cry? How do you not cry as a man?
When he gives himself as his brother, I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, that's
this is
just,
amazing.
see, I'm crying now. I'm crying. I'm literally crying.
You get a really good sense of all the characters in this movie. You know, they do a good job. And you got James
know.
Earl Jones in there, too.
When upon the second watch, I was like, I don't remember this being this good.
James Earl Jones as a Taekwondo head coach is kind of laughable, but it's also believable.
Because at some point, he was doing Taekwondo. That's what we're supposed to believe, that he went through this, and he was... Yeah. But Predator, dude, come on. John McTiernan. Carl Weathers. You get a Carl Weathers movie in the fucking win.
Imran, we're going to you now.
Okay.
This is a Stallone matchup.
Oh, no.
Oh, my
We got
God.
the number 10 seed, First Blood, versus the number 23 seed, Tango and Cash.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
One Stallone movie's
Yes.
got to go.
Oh, my God.
So you got Stallone at both ends of the 80s here.
He's bookending the 80s here.
First Blood, 1982, Tango and Cash, the last movie to come out in the 80s, 1989, with Kurt Russell. Oh, crazy. Just a fucking silly-ass movie. You do see both of their asses. I don't know if that gives it points.
They're nice asses.
They're very nice asses. Now...
And you get to see him in drag, too.
Oh, yeah, they're in drag. You got... and it's kind of...
Kurt Russell looks like fucking Gene Hackman from the Birdcage walking out of there.
You got a kind of a commentary on the whole decade of action movies. Now, I just watched First Blood again. You just wanted something to eat. And that movie, I remember I wanted the knife so badly. And it's funny how they hunt him in the first movie and then they need his help in the second movie. But Stallone, when he gets emotional and he breaks down at the end, you buy it. I felt bad for him. I'm going to go First Blood is the fucking better movie.
Okay. Bellotti, what do you got?
It's First Blood, and what was the other one?
Tango and Cash. Stallone versus Stallone. And Kurt Russell. He's got his teammate, Kurt Russell, on this one.
I just watched Tango and Cash the other day, too. First Blood is by far the superior movie, but Tango and Cash, they have that improbable prison escape sequence and Terry Hatcher playing
drums,
but she's a stripper and she's not topless, but all the girls backstage are topless. Kurt Russell in drag. Oh, Jesus. Stallone is a stockbroker cop.
Yes, miscast.
The guy who makes weapons that no one understands. And
Jack
and
Palance. You got Jack
like
Palance.
the big wheeled truck that they drive.
Yeah.
Monster truck.
I'm going to go First Blood.
First
No.
Blood.
Yeah.
Moving on.
It's a superior film.
A lot of these movies also dealing with the fallout from Vietnam, a lot of PTSD from soldiers returning.
Nothing is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tango and Cash. Wasn't Kurt Russell from Nam and Tango and Cash?
Yeah, I mean Martin Riggs. You got John Rambo.
Martin Riggs,
They're
yeah.
all. There's a lot
It's
of
over,
this.
Johnny.
Yeah.
Well, this is the last matchup of the first round.
Oh,
and
shit, we're still in
boy,
the first
is
round.
it a fucking doozy. We're going to start with Rug Boy on this one. The 15 seed, the music that inspires the show, Commando, versus the 18 seed, the first buddy cop film, 48 Hours.
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
Ruggs, you got to
How
make
do
a
you-
pick.
Oh my God.
Buddy cop film versus the quintessential 80s film. Both 80s films, really.
I abandoned my hero Arnold on the first round. Cannot do it a second time. It's going to be Commando.
Commando. All right. Imran, who you got?
Look, 40.
Love Eddie Murphy.
I love Eddie Murphy, but we have
You got Nick Nolte being just extremely racist
Yes.
throughout the entire film.
the bar scene.
Calling him watermelon the entire time.
The bar scene is fantastic, and
you
it
have
is-
another black man using the N-word with the ER towards Eddie Murphy in that film.
Yes, and him.
Call some watermelon.
It is.
Jesus
it is
Christ.
Eddie Murphy's.
Listen, everybody should watch this movie. It's
It's when
definitely
racism was accepted by everybody.
It's when it was cool.
And he's the good guy. He's
Yes,
the cop.
Dick Hilty's the good guy. Buddy cop. Look, we have already submitted in a better buddy cop movie and a better Eddie Murphy movie. This is a great movie, but Commando is just balls to the wall, quintessential Arnold 80s fucking, like, so many movies have been influenced by Commando. Like, I see that shit all the time. You got Alyssa Milano. You got him just carrying a tree on his shoulder. John Matrix, the original John Matrix. I'm going to go Commando.
All right.
And you got the bad guy from Mad Max
Yes.
too, with the assless
Vernon
chaps
Wells, blow off some steam, Bennett.
who somehow gained 30-40 pounds in between
And his homoerotic obsession with Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
All right. That is the end of the first round, fellas. We've got now some doozies coming up. We're in the Sweet 16.
Oh boy.
And we're going to start this with Bellotti.
Uh-oh.
So now it's the number 1 seed getting in on the action.
Oh, no.
Raiders of the Lost Ark at number 1 versus the 17 seed Roadhouse.
Oh, no.
That's kind of easy for me, but it makes it hard because Raiders is such a superior film in every way imaginable.
Do we get an upset here?
I'm going to go Roadhouse.
Whoa! No.
That's just 80s action bananas bullshit. Crazy.
Ruggs, are we going to see the 1 seed leave in the first matchup? Roadhouse, Raiders. Who you got?
Oh my God, this is.
Oh God, I hope
you're talking about taste,
yes,
versus tasteless. Right? This is a. What do you want? What do you want out of an '80s movie? Do you want to have good taste and like things make sense and actually be almost a perfect film,
or tits?
Or do you want to see shit that you will never see done ever again? Do you want to see nakedness? Do you want to see a woman just coming into a bar and taking off all of her clothes? Do you want to see a blind guy playing guitar with getting beer bottles thrown at him? Do you want to see people fucking in the closet?
I think I see where this is going.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is a great film, but I feel like it's in a class by itself and not really among the Drek that we're trying to talk about. So I'm going to go with Roadhouse.
Oh, shit. What an upset.
Number 1 seed out.
Number 1 seed is out.
I'm okay with that.
Indy is not walking into that Cooler's bar anytime soon.
Hey man, he got seeded. He got the first pass. He got
the first seed and he is out. Wow, that's a huge upset. By the way, I'm stepping in here. That's the right pick.
I'm okay with that too. Yeah. Roadhouse seems to
Roadhouse
fit
is
more.
so much fun.
It's so much fun. I can't sit through Raiders as much as I can sit through Roadhouse.
Raiders is an all-time great film, but Roadhouse is so much more rewatchable.
It really is.
That's the right pick. I don't have any problem with that.
Wow.
I just didn't know if you guys would actually do it.
I have to do it.
Yeah.
All right.
This is why I'm here.
Well, Imran, we're going to start this one with you.
Okie dokie.
And this one is a John Carpenter special.
Oh,
the 8 seed, They Live versus the 9 seed, Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, shit.
Emron, don't fuck this up, buddy.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Play this
John
one right.
Carpenter special.
John
right here.
Carpenter versus John Carpenter. Jack Burton versus Roddy Piper didn't even have a name in that movie. Did you notice that?
He's Nada. His name is Nada.
But they never said his name ever in the movie. Carpenter's vision in that movie.
Two kind of off-the-wall 80s movies.
I mean, I love and They Live. The whole, again, still relevant, like the subliminal messages and the control from the corporations and the government, except it's all fucking aliens. And like that whole idea was so much fun. But Big Trouble, it's got lots of great action and martial arts, and he's just trying to get his truck back. I'm going Jack Burton. Jack Burton beats Roddy Piper.
Oh, you did that for Bellotti, didn't you?
He did.
Well, Bellotti, we're going to you. This is an easy pick.
Big Trouble.
Big Trouble. We're not even fucking around
want
here.
to quantify it.
We're not even fucking around here. Big Trouble moves on. All right. Ruggs, we'll start this one with you. This is another kind of battle of dystopian futures here.
Oh, here we go again.
5 seed, RoboCop. 21 seed, The Running Man.
RoboCop all day.
all day, son. No problem.
RoboCop
Imran.
all day.
What do you got?
You got to go RoboCop, man. That again,
All right, RoboCop.
things that disturbed me as a child was the whole scene of Murphy's arms getting shot off, and then the guy when he got mutated and splattered on the fucking car after the ass. Oh, I'll never forget that. It was in my nightmares. RoboCop.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Yes, going with him.
Bellotti, we're starting this off with you.
Oh shit!
One of the big boys coming in here. The number 4 seed, The Terminator, versus the number 13 seed, Beverly Hills Cop.
Ooh.
Oh man!
Wow. Not as hard as the first one you gave me, which I'll never forgive you for. Terminator or Beverly Hills Cop?
By the way, 2 fantastic scores, all-time scores.
Yeah, Terminator, it's dated for sure, as is Beverly Hills Cop, but Terminator, it sounds like a kid playing on his keyboard in a closet compared to Beverly Hills Cop, but it's still good in its own quirky pop synth way. Oh, God, I watch them both almost equally. Terminator or Beverly Hills Cop? Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. Cameron or what's his name? I don't even know who directed Beverly Hills Cop.
Martin Brest.
Yeah. Martin Brest. Yeah, he hasn't really done
He didn't really do much after that.
No.
But this is a great film.
It is a great film. I'm going to have to go with Terminator.
Nice.
Terminator.
Yeah, just for
takes
that,
the lead.
you know what, that police station gunfight, that when he just goes in and mows everyone down, I mean, that's legendary.
What about you, Ruggs? Who you got?
That's a tough one, but
Sci-fi
I'm gonna have
action or comedy action?
I'm gonna have to go with 80s. If you're talking about 80s action movies and which one is the better 80s action movie, I say Terminator. Just even though Beverly Hills Cop is great, there's a lot of movies that are kind of like Beverly Hills Cop-ish, but Terminator is like its own thing, and it just I'm gonna say Terminator.
All right, Terminator will be back.
That's the right pick.
Right.
This was on Showtime recently. I watched it again. It's it's an amazing movie.
I'll interject and say that's a tougher choice than you would think. Terminator versus Beverly Hills Cop. Those are 2 really good films. Yeah. Imran, we're going to start this one with you. This is another one of the big boys getting involved here. This is really a fucking Goliath matchup. Aliens as the number 3 seed versus the 19th seed. I can't believe this. Highlander.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
All right. Well, I did this, didn't I?
You fucks.
This is not fair at all, though. I mean, it's another...
Cameron versus Robert Mulkey. Sigourney Weaver versus Christopher Lambert. Why?
Another fantastic Cameron movie. Look, I put Highlander in, yes, because it's fucking horrible, but it's got a cult feeling to it. But Terminator, I shit you not. Aliens. The first time I saw it, I had nightmares about those fucking aliens. Like that movie affected me, and I bought comic books. It is a fucking, again, near perfect military battle science fiction epic. It's got to be Aliens, man. Sorry, Highlander. I know it's great. It's not.
Aliens
I'm going Aliens.
Okay. Bellotti, we'll go with you. Aliens or Highlander?
Oh, gee, what does one do in a situation? I like Highlander. I am definitely a fan of Highlander, especially that ending. And what's the name of the baddie in that? The Kraglin? The Kurgan.
You got the Quickening?
Kraglin is from Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's Kraglin.
Kraglin, yeah.
The Quickening. You got the Quickening. Don't forget.
Quickening, yeah. And part 2 is awful. So
yeah,
but
it
then
just
again,
fizzled out after that.
Yeah, they just it's so bad. Even the
I
director.
can't wait till Stileski makes this movie again.
Yeah. Aliens by far.
All right, Aliens.
Not by
Moving on.
far.
Oh, not by far. All right.
Close.
Okay, Ruggs, we're going to start this one off with you. This one is an all Mel Gibson matchup.
Oh, boy.
6 seed, Mad Max 2. 11 seed, Lethal Weapon.
Oh, my God.
Battle of the Maxes.
Fuck. Battle
of the Mells.
Battle of the Mells. Before he got real
Mel's
crazy.
Bells.
I'm going to say, which did I like more?
Yeah, think about what you liked more. You don't need to, it doesn't have to be better. It just has to be what you liked more.
I don't know. I kind of.
But better could be your criteria. This is all up to you.
I kind of like both of them a lot, and I don't know which one to pick. So I'm just going to pick. Mel Gibson shows his butt, so I'm going to pick that one.
Lethal
Weapon, right
yeah,
at the beginning.
Yeah.
Lethal
You get
Weapon.
to see his ass. That'll be the deciding factor.
Imran, are you on board with Mel's ass
So,
and Lethal Weapon?
Lethal Weapon opens with boobies right away.
That's right.
Then you get Mel's ass right away.
Mad Max, you get a lady getting killed and like getting her top ripped off.
Yeah,
before
she's like raped. She's getting raped in the
it's
desert.
not exactly the best
Yeah, that
set of
ruins it.
boobies.
Yeah.
It's not a good set of boobies.
You got Lord Humongous. You got some amazing explosions in Mad Max 2. But I love Mel Gibson and Lethal Weapon. Martin Riggs, he's going to have to take it.
Because Mel Gibson as a character in that movie is second to what else is going on.
He doesn't really. He's just there.
Like he really carries that movie, Lethal Weapon. Like the Road Warrior is all about the direction.
Yeah,
it's not the star. Anybody could have been that person, and
Lethal Weapon
would have been just so. Yeah, Lethal Weapon would be nothing without Mel Gibson. So
I'm curious, Bellotti, what would you have picked?
You know, as you guys are talking, I'm thinking about it. I love the whole aesthetic of the Road Warrior. Like that inspired so much from that movie, and I just I want to be like a wandering vagrant in a leather jacket and an awesome car and a dog wandering the wasteland.
I love that dog.
But Rug Boy makes a good point. It's really about the stylization, the directing, the scenery, and the characters. I don't know, man. That's a really tough one. My heart says. My brain says Road Warrior. My heart says Lethal Weapon.
Oh man, split.
Well, regardless, it doesn't matter because
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon's moved on.
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck yourself, Road Warrior.
Bellotti, we'll start this one off with you.
All right.
This is 2 movies that are very outdoorsy. We got the 7 seed Predator versus the 10 seed First Blood.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with Predator.
Predator.
Yeah. It's a
Jumping out
more
to the
enjoyable
lead.
movie. First Blood is a more dramatic movie, and Predator is just man action. I love man action.
Man on man action.
I love man on man action.
Predator or First Blood?
I think he's right. It's a more enjoyable movie, but it is. But I feel like, God damn it, First Blood's such a good movie.
It is.
Yeah.
But so's Predator.
Predator's solid, straightforward.
Predator's solid. I mean,
storyline.
All right, I'll tell you why it's going to Predator.
Okay.
If it's because of Arnold's monologue at the end when he says, "Come on, kill me, I'm here.
Do it now.
Come on, do it now." Like that's just for me. That's brought me so many days of joy. I do that all the time. Yeah. I'll just be alone for no reason and tell people to kill me. I'm here. And I'll be taking a shit and saying it while I'm doing that. So it has to go to Predator.
Rambo might have drawn First Blood, but Predator moves on.
That's right.
They ain't got time to bleed in Predator.
I got
Imran.
Yeah.
We got the number 2 seed, Die Hard.
Oh boy.
Versus the number 15 seed, Commando.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
John Matrix versus John McClane.
Two Johns. Not John
Two
McTiernan
Johns.
versus who directed Commando? I don't
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Commando's
matter.
awesome.
But Commando is awesome. And then you can have Die Hard, the movie that upends the look of the action hero. And suddenly an everyman. And the amount of movies that copied Die Hard. Wrong time, wrong place. Commando, great one-liners.
Good one-liners in Die Hard, too.
Good one-liners in Die Hard. I think...
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Commando. Fuck. I'm going to go... Okay. Here's another Dance of Joy podcast connection. Reginald Bell Johnson's in it. He plays Carl Winslow, who first appeared on Perfect Strangers and then spun off to Family Matters. Die Hard wins it.
All right, Die Hard. By the way, that bromance is one of the greatest bromances ever put on screen because they immediately recognize each other at the end of the film.
Yeah.
If you had noticed, they were talking on the phone the entire time. They
never
have no
see each
idea
other.
what the fuck each other looks like.
Yeah.
And they immediately embrace like they've known each other for years.
It's such a perfect movie. Die Hard.
Bellotti, Die Hard or Commando?
Oof. Again, it's like Commando is the more fun movie that you could just watch on a loop because there's no story. It's just
so brainless. Yeah,
it's brainless.
Yeah,
you could just shut your brain off. And Die Hard, it's like it sort of commands your attention. Jesus Christ! What are you doing?
Benefits of a classic education.
Like I have very sentimental memories of like ordering a Sicilian pizza with a bottle of Coca-Cola with my brother. We're watching Die Hard.
Yeah.
Like that's how far back I go with that movie. A Sicilian pizza from Gerard's Pizza down the block from my parents' house.
Nice.
Like that, I remember it so vividly. But Commando, when he goes into that store with all the fucking guns that for some reason only exist in the 80s.
Why was there all those guns in the back of that store also in the mall?
Multi rocket launchers.
There's a
and
rocket
everything.
launcher in the mall.
Yeah, in a mall. Oh God, what's the? It's like what favorite or better movie? Favorite? Oh God, I have to go Commando.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Go with
Ruggs.
Commando.
Oh, Ruggs has got a
Are
hard
you going to get an upset here? Die Hard versus Commando. Who you got?
So
All comes down to Ruggs.
Imran picked Die Hard.
Imran picked Die Hard. Bellotti
Johnny picked Commando.
Commando cannot knock out Die Hard. Are you kidding me?
Stranger things have happened.
Now, in the spirit of being an asshole, I could pick Commando.
Good.
But Arnold's got plenty in the game. He's got things that still are running. He's got Predator still in the running. So I'm going to throw this one to Bruce Willis. He did change the game. Die Hard.
Listen, the man is suffering from aphasia. This kid, he deserves something.
Imran's rooting like this is a real sport.
Go
I got to step in and say, if Commando would have beat Die Hard, you guys should be ashamed of
that
yourselves.
is unforgivable.
But Commando's an awesome movie.
It is.
But come on, Die Hard.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
We're down to the Elite Eight.
Oh, wow.
These are the last 8 films. And who last? Oh, there's Ruggs that went last. So, Imran, we're going to start this one with you.
Oh, boy.
We got the 17 seed, Roadhouse.
Oh, boy.
Making a Cinderella run versus the number 9 seed, Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
2 really fun movies.
Dalton versus Jack Burton. 2 really fun movies. This may not be as hard as it seems because
I have to agree.
I'm going to, well, you may not be happy
Oh, you son
with
of a
what
bitch.
you're agreeing with. I'm going to be nice and give it to Roadhouse. I'm giving it to
Well,
Roadhouse.
Let's go to Bellotti because I think I know what he's going to pick. So let's go to Bellotti.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, shit.
I knew that was going to happen,
Oh,
so I
shit.
wanted to put it in Ruggs' hands. Who you got, Ruggs?
Nice.
Oh, this not. I don't even have to think about this. Roadhouse.
Oh,
wow.
Shit.
Roadhouse. Making it to the
Imran
final
once again enabled me to do this.
4.
Roadhouse.
So many shocking surprises.
I know. I want
Wow.
to see it.
Roadhouse. What an unlikely run.
Listen, there's a reason why Big Trouble in Little China made it this far. It's a fucking special movie, but Roadhouse is
Wow.
diamond.
Roadhouse.
I can't-
It's a once in a lifetime movie.
I can't
We'll
say
never make a movie.
either of those movies are bad. They're both fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Ruggs, I don't want to put you in the catbird seat on this one, so I'm going to have you start. This is a battle of characters that have faced off in comics and in video games, but never on the big screen. But they're facing off on the Jock and Nerd podcast. We got the 4 seed Terminator versus the 5 seed RoboCop.
Oh,
this is a heavyweight matchup going on.
Are you
now.
fucking serious?
Oh, shit.
RoboCop versus Terminator.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Damn, this is a tough one.
I had that
this
video
is
game.
this is a heavyweight matchup right here.
There's comment.
I
there's
feel
comments.
like, man, it's like RoboCop is just a fucking great movie.
Cameron versus Verhoeven.
Yeah.
Paul
damn it.
Verhoeven at his violent, bloodiest.
It's an R-rated movie.
So is Terminator.
fucking irreverent. It's. I think it's maybe more 80s than the Terminator.
But is it your pick? That's the
I'm going to choose RoboCop.
Oh,
RoboCop.
Wow.
Imran.
Oh shit! Why?
We got also 2 awesome score. Dun, 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 versus dun, 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 dun.
I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah, will you buy that for $1?
RoboCop also had toys and cartoons that I watched.
Or do you want to come with us and live?
Holy shit! Both metal. One guy's got metal on the inside. One guy's got metal on the outside.
Can I throw this out there? Just want you to think about this when you vote.
Yeah.
Can I do this, Anthony?
Yeah, go ahead.
Trying to sway my decision.
Is the Terminator the best Terminator movie?
That thought did pop into my mind.
All right, that's all I'm saying. There's only one RoboCop movie. There's lots of
But
RoboCop
there's only
movies,
one
but only one
good
RoboCop
movie.
That's right.
I
Well,
will
think about it like that. I'll also say though, just compare the movies. Don't compare the franchises.
Right.
Compare the movies.
So, Cameron, great horror action feel. And he wrote and directed that to come up with that original idea in that universe that I love that went on and expanded. It's got time travel, but RoboCop, Paul Verhoeven, and it was funny. Time Magazine put Detroit as on the list of best cities to live this year because for a while Detroit just looked exactly like it does in RoboCop for a long time. But fuck, RoboCop has something to say. It is kind of a satire. It is a commentary. And it is the best of the RoboCop movies. I'm going RoboCop.
Wow.
I'm going to go RoboCop.
RoboCop upset. Oh my god.
Lottie, would you have
Terminator is a
picked
great movie
RoboCop?
too.
I would have picked RoboCop because Terminator is good, but Terminator 2 is better.
Yeah.
I know we're not supposed to go on franchises and on movies, but as movie against movie, RoboCop is better.
All right.
It's tight.
Lottie, we're going to start this one with you.
All right. Give it to me.
The number 3 seed, Aliens, versus the number 11 seed, Lethal Weapon.
Oh, boy.
Ooh,
Oh, boy.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, boy.
Wow, you're talking about
2 different
fully funded, big budget action sci-fi film with a lower budget Richard Donner buddy cop movie.
Technically, Aliens was a little bit lower budget too.
Really?
Yeah, I was reading about it. Lethal Weapon or Aliens, right? That's
You
what we're
got
doing
one
here.
of the best buddy cop films, versus one of the best sci-fi
Wow,
action.
Aliens made for $18.5 million only.
Wow, didn't know that.
Lethal Weapon made
Lethal Weapon I could
for-
watch anytime, anywhere, in any situation. Aliens, I feel like I have to watch that movie from the beginning to get the full impact of it, but I feel like it's like a Goodfellas. If you put it on at any point in the movie, you get sucked right into it, and then you just have to finish the whole thing because it's so engrossing. So I'm basically going with either what my favorite movie is or what the better movie is.
Yeah,
And that's
tough.
that's a tough one. That's not a fair comparison sometimes. Because you'll watch the favorite movie over and over, even though you know the other one's better.
Right.
So what does one do in face of such a situation? Emron, what would you do? No, I don't want to know your answer. Aliens or Lethal Weapon? Aliens or Lethal Weapon? Shit. I'm gonna have to go with Lethal Weapon because it has more action. It's got more action and it's more quotable. It's got Mel.
Wow.
This isn't a knock on Aliens. This is not a knock on Aliens at all.
Imran, what's your pick?
Fucking hell. So Lethal Weapon, just so you know, $15 million budget. Aliens, 18.5. So very close in budget. Lethal Weapon. Good Shane Black movie. It's Christmas. Good one-liners. I will say there are a lot of great one-liners in Aliens. You got Bill Paxton. You got Sigourney Weaver.
Game
female.
over, man.
That's one of my. I mean, that's
over.
fucking. What the fuck are we gonna do now, man?
Get away
over,
from her,
man.
you bitch.
I mean, an amazing third act battle. Again, a movie that haunted my nightmares. My favorite of these two is going to be Aliens.
All right.
It's going to be Aliens.
Ruggs, you're in that spot again. You gonna
I
fuck
know.
around, or are you gonna
I
pick a
love
real
being
serious
the
pick?
tiebreaker. I think you're doing this to me on purpose.
You got to pick one.
Love both of these movies. They're both great. I could watch either of them when they're on.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to. I'll say this: Lethal Weapon didn't come to me as easily as Aliens did.
Mm-hmm.
That was more my bag. I had to grow into Lethal Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
My little kid self couldn't get into Lethal Weapon,
right?
So I'm gonna go with my little kid and go Aliens.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna step in here and say if you guys picked Lethal Weapon over Aliens, that would have been really bad. Aliens is the right pick.
Aliens is the right pick. Good.
This tournament's losing credibility. If you would have
So far, we managed to stay credible, barely.
All right.
In spite of what I'm doing.
In spite of clear hijacking
Fuckery.
on some points here. The integrity of the tournament still is there. All right, Bellotti, we're starting this one off with you. This is the John McTiernan special, as we got Die Hard as a 2 seed versus 7 seed Predator.
Oh,
fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Another heavyweight matchup.
Yeah, you're right. This is getting harder. Oh,
they're
man.
both
Die Hard or
McTiernans.
Predator?
And this is when McTiernan's in his fucking pocket.
Jesus,
fucking
this is
rolling
really,
out great movies.
really hard.
This is really hard.
A year apart. Predator 87, Die Hard 88.
If I
Imagine
close,
releasing those two films back to back.
That's crazy.
if I had to do an impulse
All right.
pick, right?
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I'm
Let's
just
hear it. What do
saying,
you guys think?
you go home and you have a night with the boys. They come over and they're like, listen, we got 2 movies you can watch. Which one we're watching?
Both movies are on at the same time. Which channel are you going to?
What are you guys? What are you going to watch?
Predator.
What's the pick?
It's Predator.
Predator.
Oh.
It's Predator. It's all the big guy
shit.
action stuff. Like I said, Die Hard demands your attention, and Predator, it's just guys with guns and muscles and monster. You
All
can't
right,
go wrong.
Predator.
With that.
Ruggs, we're not giving you the catbird seat on this one. Predator or Die Hard?
I don't have to go Predator myself.
Oh shit!
Wow. A
Upset.
little bit of an upset
Oh,
there.
Die Hard's
Predator.
out.
I mean, we're at the end of the
These are tough picks now. We are down, guys, to the final 4.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Imran, we're going to start this one off with you. And on one side of the bracket, we got the Cinderella seed, 17, Roadhouse, facing off against number 5, RoboCop.
Oh,
Give me how
fuck.
far Roadhouse has made it.
Roadhouse
To
made
the
it.
I
final
really
4.
can't believe how far
I knew it would make top 10 at least.
Roadhouse made it to the top 4.
This is top 4, baby. We got Roadhouse as a Cinderella taking on another Goliath in RoboCop. Does a Cinderella end,
Holy fuck.
or is the magic keep going with this cooler who's just trying to be nice?
I mean, one is like really dark movie. One is
One is a masterpiece.
One is a-
and the other one's RoboCop.
wait a minute. Hold on a second. RoboCop, Roadhouse. God, fuck.
No, there's a clear pick here.
I'll frame it like this:
Yeah.
one is bonkers fun, the other one is like legitimately a dark, awesome movie.
That kind of like again. It's like
I'll let you decide which ones I'm talking.
I know. I think I can figure it out. RoboCop, though, it's like so ahead of its time. It was. I feel there's still things in that movie: the corporate greed, the control, the police brutality that still hit hard. Roadhouse is just a fun movie. I think I'm gonna have to. I think I gotta end the Cinderella run and pick RoboCop.
RoboCop. All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
Ruggs, we're going to you. RoboCop,
Yeah,
or are you going to keep the Roadhouse thing
Can I
alive?
save Roadhouse? Can I save it?
Yeah, are you gonna do
Or
it again?
Should I do the right thing?
Will there be fuckery?
You know what? I'm gonna pick Roadhouse and let Bloody
Oh,
decide.
no, he's gonna leave it to
You
Ball.
Bellotti,
Put it in my fucking lap.
it's up to you.
Not because I think Morales is a better movie. I just want to throw it on Bellotti's lap.
We're putting it now on Bellotti's lap.
I know what I'm going to pick. I know exactly what I'm going to pick.
No.
It's Red Dawn. No, I'm going to pick...
Not the movie.
Red Dawn was my number one pick. And Cobra.
Those got eliminated both.
I know, pretty early. All my favorites got eliminated early. And I'm just fucking with you guys. RoboCop. I'm gonna go RoboCop.
Oh shit!
All right, RoboCop.
It's the better
Moving
movie.
on to the finals.
We had to add a little suspense to this. So,
hey, Roadhouse had a great showing for what it's worth.
Good job,
Holy
Roadhouse.
shit.
You made it really fun.
I'm proud of
this
movie. I mean, it's like freaking whatever that team was that made it to like the Elite Eight this past St. Peter's. I mean, what a run for Roadhouse. Got to give it up.
Well
for that
done.
cooler.
Can't be sad.
Yeah.
Sam Neill. I mean, you know, just what a great run. Anyways, Ruggs, we're gonna start this one off with you, and this is a battle we saw in movies already, and those movies were shitty, but this battle is not going to be shitty. We got the number 3 seed Aliens versus the number 7 seed Predator.
Oh shit!
McTiernan, Cameron, just in their primes, getting after each other.
I'm gonna say
Sci-fi
Predator.
action.
What?
Oh wow, Predator. Predator.
Fuck.
The Predator.
The Predator.
Yeah.
Bellotti, we're going to you.
So remember, Rug Boy, where you said Lethal Weapon you had to grow into, and Aliens you kind of just like you were into it from like the moment you watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I was with Aliens.
Uh-oh.
Like I had to grow into that. Where Predator was like I was all in because it's army people, and you could, you know, as opposed to space army people, which is not as relatable. Anyway, that makes no sense. Predator is my pick.
Oh shit!
Wow.
It is my. I'm not saying Aliens is. I think Aliens is a superior directing wise. Aliens
It's a superior film in so many ways.
It really is, but Predator again. It's just you got the I was a young
This is
man.
80s action movies, man.
Yeah, it's 80s. If you're looking for like an 80s action movie and you say Predator or Aliens, you're going to go with Predator. I mean, that's just
You just have Arnold in it. That always takes it to the next level. That's Arnold, you know.
And both movies have iconic alien designs, right? The Predator fucking look is amazing.
I like the Xenomorph, but I like the Predator more.
Like you could take all of the Space Marines and you have one Arnold, and Arnold just is cooler than all the Space
Could
Marines.
Arnold from this movie have taken out all the aliens? Possibly, maybe.
Possibly.
I mean, it's two movies where you have basically like a Vietnam War crew coming in thinking they're the hot shit and then getting demolished.
Yep.
Both of the
Very
movies
similar.
are like that. Where they think they were coming in for one thing and they have no idea what's really.
I can see. I'm okay with Predator. It's an upset, but it makes. I can see the quintessential.
I would have
80s.
picked Aliens, but Predator's a good choice. These are there's no right choices here,
right?
Or wrong choices.
There's no wrong choices.
At this point, yeah, you're in the.
We are in the finals.
We're in the finals.
It's hard. Like anything can change it.
We are in the finals, and we have two movies that maybe we didn't expect to get here. Maybe we did. Who knows? But they're here. We got the 5 seed RoboCop versus the 7 seed Predator.
So this is it. This is the last.
This is it. This is for all the marbles. This is to decide who is the best of the 80s.
Predator versus RoboCop.
I can't believe RoboCop made it this far. I mean, it's a phenomenal movie, but I'm just really surprised.
Yeah, it all depends on the matchups, and RoboCop got a good run of matchups.
It's not the typical 80s action movie either.
So who's got? Is it Imran?
Imran's starting this off. We got Verhoeven, we got McTiernan, 2 all-time directors.
We got Schwarzenegger, Peter Weller,
Schwarzenegger.
Fuck,
what do you got?
If this is for all...
They probably fought each other a lot in Dark Horse Comics, but never on screen.
Oh, yeah. There was great RoboCop and Predator and Aliens comics at some point, and Terminator comics. I love them all. All right, if this is for the whole shebang, Predator versus RoboCop, I'm going to go with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm picking Predator as the quintessential. And even though I talked up RoboCop a bunch, there is something about the Predator's kind of streamlined, straightforward, no nonsense plot that it just works, and it's 80s and it's fun and great alien design. Yeah, Predator. I'm gonna go Predator. I can't believe
Predator. Ruggs. What do you got?
You son of a bitch. I'm gonna say Predator.
Oh,
wow.
Arnold cannot be unseated. He's got to win. He's gonna be at the end of all of this fucking mayhem. only one can be standing, and it's got to be Arnold. So there you go.
Bellotti, would you have picked Predator?
Oh, without a doubt.
Predator.
This is the winner.
I had
Stands
a
atop
feeling
the mountain.
it was going to be Predator or Commando, one of the others.
Commando.
Who was your? Let's talk about who you had, who you felt like got washed out.
Well, before we get into that, just I want to recap Predator's run.
Yes.
Just so
Okay.
because you got to
defeat?
recap the run
Yeah.
that it had. Predator beats Best of the Best in the first round.
Easy
First
peasy.
Blood,
Okay.
That's a
Die
tough
Hard,
Wow.
Aliens, and RoboCop. That
Wow.
is a fucking heavyweight fight every time. After that first Best of the Best, once they face First Blood, it's just pure
Why do you think
heavyweights.
we picked that one so much? It's just rewatchable.
Well, it's got Schwarzenegger at his prime in a situation where he's actually like scared, right? You put him in a situation.
It's a good movie too.
Yeah.
It's like it's not like they're not playing it as a joke.
No. You throw it. It's what's awesome about Predator, in my opinion, is you have all these '80s tough guys.
Yeah.
And they all get their asses kicked, and
Jesse
they're all
Ventura,
scared of what's going on.
yeah. You got-
Jesse Ventura, Sonny Landham, Carl Weathers, Bill Duke, Shane Black is playing himself in it.
And I mean, you have "Get to the chopper." I mean, that's a huge line. It's a huge fucking Arnold line.
Yeah, Predator is the winner.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
It has a little bit of everything, right? I feel like I'm kind of surprised. I thought Die Hard would finish higher.
Well, it faced off against Predator.
It did go against.
Well, I mean,
against Predator.
first of all, it did make it to the second round, and it held up a couple of times. So it did, beat other movies out.
Yeah.
Well, let's all be honest with ourselves here about Predator, right?
Yeah.
So within every guy's brain, in that the deep recesses in the lizard brain, there's a type A male trying to reach out from behind all the sensitive stuff and just grab onto something, right? I mean, there's like a little type A in everybody. Some people it's right. And then you got a bunch of type A dudes with muscles. Now, every time we go to the gym, we're all trying to look like any of these guys. Well, maybe not Shane Black or the other guy. But
Well, I like to imagine every time I shake your hand, Bellotti, it's like Carl Weathers and Schwarzenegger doing
Exactly.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
that handshake is iconic.
I mean, every guy wants to look like and most of those guys in that movie.
Yeah.
Well, like maybe 4 or 5 of those guys.
Yeah.
Right. And they're in the military, and every kid grew up. Kids we grew up with G.I. Joes, and I grew up with Vietnam movies. My dad was a Vietnam vet, so I was always around military stuff. And then you have these guys with all these cool guns and camouflage, and they're in the woods shooting bad guys, and they have to fight a cool looking alien monster. I mean, for a young male, that was the movie. That's the movie that you watch. I mean, if you want to kick someone's ass, then you watch Bloodsport or Enter the Dragon. But for a typical 80s American male, growing up, that's the movie that you just gravitate towards. Some guys maybe gravitated towards 16 Candles, and those guys are special. And
Breakfast
and
Club. I can relate to Breakfast Club
guys.
also.
But, I mean, the matchups that we had to eliminate some really good ones, like Cobra right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
That was tough.
Son of a
Red Dawn
bitch.
got cut out, right? And Conan the Barbarian, that was one of the hard. I thought it was going to at least be in the mix.
When I saw, again, I did this all off Letterboxd, so it was none of my opinion. But when I saw Cobra versus Conan versus Roadhouse, I said to myself, Ruggs is going. This is Ruggs. We got to throw this to Ruggs
Have
right
a heart
away.
attack.
And he's gonna have triple bypass thinking about this one. That's why I didn't want to give it to you in advance, because I didn't want you to be prepped. I wanted legitimate reactions. Is there any surprises here? Did you guys have? Well, I guess we should start with what would have been your pick if you just had to pick one out of 28 without doing a matchup like this.
The best movie of all time?
Yeah, out of these 28.
Of the 80s? I mean,
Jock.
I don't know. I think a movie that changed. I think Predator was definitely had a big, and Aliens. Those two had the biggest impact on, what I think is a good 80s movie.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the secret, the cheap thrill, and there's what do you call that? The
popcorn movie,
guilty pleasure.
The guilty pleasure. That's what I was trying to say. And Conan, I love Conan. I really do. I fucking love. I can watch it. You turn it on anytime and watch it. That's one of my favorite films. And of course. So there's a lot of all of them are good. Bloodsport I could watch. anytime too. If you turn it on, I'll watch the shit out of that. So there's a lot of great like things that are staples in my life. Like Red Dawn, even though I like it, I don't know if I can watch it every day because it kind of feels very long.
Yeah,
it is long.
And
it's 2 hours.
It's long.
Yeah,
I watched it last night.
Yeah. There's a couple of them that feel long. Like They Live feels very long. It kind of moves really slowly. That Delta Force movie.
That
was
movie
like, oh my god,
long as shit.
Yeah, I guess couldn't wait for it to be over.
Going and
it goes on and on and on.
Yeah. But I did like him shooting people with the motorcycle.
With the motorcycle rockets.
The motorcycle rockets are fantastic.
What's funny about Delta Force is like that first hour is like, is this a documentary? This is so
this
real.
hijacking.
And then you have Chuck Norris rolling in with rockets on his motorcycle.
And the music
oh
doesn't match up, even though that song is fun. But like, it's just
they play it.
They overuse
so
it,
many
and
times.
it's just it doesn't fit with the tone.
No, not at all. Bellotti, what would have been your pick if you just had to pick one out of 28, or what did you have as your favorite?
I mean, favorite, like, it would have been Predator. I think it would have been Predator.
So you always would have picked Predator. Imran, what about you? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Bellotti.
No, I mean, like Red Dawn and Cobra and Big Trouble, like my 3, but I like I always want to watch Predator, you know?
Yeah.
Always.
Well, when I saw the Big Trouble in Little China versus Cobra matchup, I already had in my head I'm starting with Bellotti on that one.
A fucking
That's
hard
fair
one.
enough. I'm an easy target for that.
That's good. That's
But
that's
don't
one.
you feel that you can manipulate the outcome by who you throw it to first?
You can. Well, I did it complete. I literally have a piece of paper where I wrote down like check marks each to everyone's name, so I kept rotating between you guys. So yeah, I mean, the winner of the tournament isn't necessarily the best movie. It's based on who they play off against, and how the judges really like who starts off first and how the judges really play this out.
Yeah, I think
there were
that
obviously
does make a
clearly
huge
times where you were fucking with it.
Yeah.
So like it's not an exact science, but goddamn is it fun.
For me,
how do you feel about it? How did you feel about the results overall?
Well, Imran, what were you going to say?
For
Sorry.
me, what just I thought what popped out as the top seeds would have been like a Die Hard or a Terminator. It was definitely going to be Arnold was going to be involved in the top one too, but Die Hard was what I thought would come out above all because of what it did and changing like the action movie genre. But Predator is a solid fucking finish for all of this as well. So
for me, if I had to pick one, I would have said Aliens is the best out of all these. But once you get down to the nitty gritty, I mean, Predator is still in the running. Like, Predator is fucking great. Like all these movies, once we got really eliminated the fat, there wasn't a ton of fat, but once we eliminated the fat, it was. I mean, they were tough matchups even in the first round.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. You'd want to test your manhood against an extraterrestrial, wouldn't you? You do CrossFit. I could see you in the woods covered in mud. You don't want to be a woman in like a giant forklift fighting an alien in space.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Plus the camouflage is cool, and the thermal
You want to
vision
be
was
Anthony
cool.
wants to be covered in mud with a bow and arrow,
hiding in the mud,
fighting an alien.
I didn't know
stick around
mud. I didn't know mud lowered your body temperature.
Oh,
That's really strange to me.
Cools you right off.
Yeah, I didn't know how that worked.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Tournament.
How did it go for you, Anthony? I thought that was a lot of fun.
I fucking loved it.
Great job.
As the sound clip would say, and if you guys are interested, we should do this again with the 90s. I fucking loved it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
God.
I was thinking about 90s action movies, and oh my
90s
God.
are of this ilk, but a little more evolved, and we can expand the parameters.
And
a
there's
little
some
bit, too.
great fucking 90s action movies that I would want to
You could
battle
easily
out.
pick at least 28.
Oh,
90s.
oh my God.
There's a lot. The 90s is like all Van Damme.
28 was a good number. It felt like
28 was good. Yeah.
This podcast isn't that long. I thought it was going to be way longer than this.
I think the 90s may be even harder. The more I thought about it.
The 90s will be you still have a lot of Jean-Claude, you still have
a lot of Van Damme.
Van Damme, you have Seagal. You still have some Stallone and Schwarzenegger, but then you get the rise of Keanu, Wesley Snipes.
You got have good Cameron movies too, James Cameron.
You do have T2.
I mean, Terminator 2.
That's the front runner right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm already saying right here, T2 is the front runner.
Yeah, T2.
Out of anything.
Maybe
But
Speed.
We'll see. Matrix.
The Matrix versus Terminator 2. I would think T2
there's
as well.
a whole list of 90s films that are of the same DNA as these 80s films that were inspired by these that we will we'll do it. We're going to do it at some point.
For the listener, let us know what you thought. Did your pick come through? Was the winner surprising? Do you want to see 90s action? Get in touch. Let us know. Send us a note. Anthony, thank you so much for putting this together. This was fucking amazing.
It was fun.
Lots of fun. Great idea.
Good job, buddy.
My heart broke.
I was going to say, I really enjoyed like the palpable like sighs that were coming from you guys, and the groans and the gut punches when you had to decide between movies. Oh,
there's some heartbreak. There was a lot of heartbreak.
It was like
tonight.
picking between your favorite pets. That was hard, or children.
Yeah.
That's the sadist in me really enjoyed that.
Lots
You're
of
a
fun.
sick bastard.
All right,
Imran,
Bellotti.
it's back to you.
Bellotti, thank you so much for your expertise, for your opinions, for hanging out. Do you want to plug anything for the listener? Where can they find you?
Robo7.com, ROBO number 7.com. And you can get all my social media. Just go to my contact page, and it's like all there. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Because of you, Emron, I'm on Twitter.
I made him
Thanks.
get on Twitter. Listen to the Bellotti has some beautiful kaiju art. If you are into that, visit robo7.com. Buy some prints. Support independent artists. I'll put a link to that in the show description. Ruggs, where can the listener find you online?
You can find me at ReallyRugBoy on Twitter.
We have gone long enough. That's it for this week. Listener, spread the geekery. Share the show with your friends who love 80s action movies. See if they agree.
Or San Diego Comic-Con.
Or San Diego Comic-Con break. I forgot we even did that. I was all into this. That was this show. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
I really don't give a shit.
Oh, but you did run.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, me too.
Jock and Nerd.
Yay, we did it.